see in Here KRS-One when he was battling the Juice Crew, mainly MC Shan, with the bridges over and South Bronx. So for a long time, you heard people say that hip hop started in the South Bronx. And then from the South Bronx, people started to go up on Cedric Avenue where DJ Cool Herc, and you
Uh-huh.
see them saying in 1973 that this is where hip hop started. But all these are mythical lies. They're all lies. When you actually, they're straight cold lies. When we actually look at the true origins of hip hop, it started with a man by the name of DJ Disco King Mario. He came from down south, North Carolina, roughly around 1967, became a member of the Black Spades. And you see the first division, the zero division, in the first division starting in Bronxdale. There was a kid by the name of Little Booby who later became known as DJ Phase. It was him, Green Eye Genie, also known as Green Eye Stan. You got the Young Spades with Young Blackjack. All these are the original founders of hip hop. Your first B-boys, you talking about Trixie, who created breakdancing from out of Burning in 1971. You see A1 Star Child Sasa, who's known as Sasa. All these are Black Americans. You had Star Child Rock, who actually got his name, that group, track two, got the name Star Child Rock from combining two words, Star Child from A1 Star Child Sasa, one of the original B-boy dancers, and Coke Rock, one of the original MCs or the first MC to spit on the mic with DJ Cool Herc. So he took Coke Rock's name and A1 Star Child Rock, and they came up with Star Child Rock. When you find like Spanish B-boys and all them came later. Now you starting to talk about TBB with the Up Rock. And then you also talking about dudes like Rock Steady Crew. All them dudes came out around 79. But the first B-boys came from out of gang culture, specifically the Black Spades with the spade dance, which was a burning dance they had when you heard James Brown say soul power, they were saying spade power. So you had the spade dance and burning, which in turn born breaking. So some of the original B-boys, which is Bronxdale boys, which later became Break Boys, is A1 Star Child Sasa, Trixie, Dancing Doug, James Bond, the Nigger Twins, which is also known as the Legendary Twins. All these guys were the original break dancers. These were Black Americans. When you start talking about graffiti, which is one of the elements of hip hop, the first artistic form of graffiti comes out in 1965 with a personal old head of mine from North Philly by the name of Cornbread. He was in detention center known as Slayton Farms. When he was up there in Slayton Farms in the artistic form, he used to tag his name and put crowns on their cornbread because he liked to eat cornbread. So he asked the people or the people that ran the residence to get cornbread. So that name stationed to him. And now we know that graffiti come out of gang culture, but the oldest tags that we can find is in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 1941. We see the very first graffiti groups and oldest groups come out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. That's a fact. Another thing that a lot of people don't know, the Zulu Nation didn't start, the first Zulu Nation didn't start in New York. The first Zulu Nation started in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 1966, even though they were two different Zulu nations, but you had Zulu Nation out of New York, which was born from out of the Black Spades. You had the Casanovas, which was also born from out of the Black Spades. You had the Chuck Chuck City crew, which was born from out of the Black Spades. When the Black Spades broke up and they spurred everywhere, spawned everywhere, they broke up into crews. The Chuck Chuck City crew was the late DJ Disco King Mario, and the very first Puerto Rican DJ is DJ Tex Hollywood, which was the young boy of DJ Disco King Mario. They started the Chuck Chuck City Crew. Then you had the Casanovas, which was the 17th Division or the 22nd. I think it was the 22nd Division of the Black Spades, which was with a man by the name of Tiny, who to this day continues on the Black Spade legacy, but it's under a different name. And then you had Zulu Nation, which was originally called the Commission. Then it became the Zulu Nation, then the Almighty Zulu Nation, and then the Universal Zulu Nation. Within the Zulu Nation, you had something called the Five Zulu Masters. Out of the Five Zulu Masters came up with the Zulu Kings, which was 11 Zulu Kings. The original 11 Zulu Kings, 10 of them were Black Americans. One of them was an Afro-Dominican. Shout out to my old head, Charlie Rock, who's a part of the Zulu Kings, who I just interviewed on Scoreboard Keepers like 3 weeks ago, or maybe 4 weeks ago. So Charlie Rock, all these different dudes was originally a part of the Zulu Kings. And then later on, you'll see people like, even though these guys are recanting their statements, but you see people like Crazy Legs in the 80s saying that the original B-Boys was a man by the name of Beaver from out of the Zulu Kings, which was a Black American. He called it the Moreno style. When you start talking about JoJo from Rocksteady Crew, he said it was very rare to see Hispanics even b-boying or breakdancing. So when you seen it, it was like excitement, and they was coming at them dudes like other Hispanics, and they were saying that why you even dancing that jungle dance. You also hear Charlie Chase saying the same thing. Charlie Chase had to change his name, his Spanish name, to Charlie Chase, because he felt like, they wouldn't accept him. And they like, why you even dealing with that jungle music? We got countless interviews, direct interviews from Charlie Chase, Ruby D, Whip, all these different people said that originally hip hop started with Black Americans. When you talk about DJing, they lie and say that DJing and toasting came from Jamaica, and the sound music came from out of Jamaica. That is a lie. The sound clash didn't come from Jamaica. It actually came from out of Brooklyn, New York. When you see cats like the original Grandmaster Flowers, Fantasia, all these different cats, they was already dealing with them big sound systems back in the 60s. Toasting don't come from Jamaica. Toasting come from down south. Back in the 1950s, the British government gave Jamaicans, they gave them like radios, and what they was doing, they was tapping into the disc jockeys from Florida down south, such as Jocko the Bear Henderson and all that, and they were jive talking and toasting with the dozens and all that on their shows, and they copy this. We even have pioneers of Jamaican sky music, Jamaican sky music, saying they was originally imitating R&B musicians from out of the United States amongst Black Americans, and this is how sky music came out.
I know,
And
but what I'm saying is everything that you're saying, a lot of things that you're saying is definitely right on point. But but I lived in the Bronx, and I didn't know a lot of these people because they weren't in my neighborhood. But
Mhm.
we had one color, and that was the Bronx, right? That was our color. It was the invisible color. You was from the Bronx. Now, so you're taking me to places like Brooklyn and stuff like that, and even places in Harlem, right? Um, but you are giving us a picture, a research picture, well researched picture. But when we lived the Bronx, right, we didn't see it like that from where you are. You a satellite. You seeing you seeing it all from the satellite. We couldn't. How can I say? We need passes. You couldn't know everybody. You couldn't be
That's a
around
fact.
everybody because
That's a
people
fact.
had their secrets. They had when it came to music. they was look, man, they was in their homes. You couldn't just
That's a
go
fact.
into,
That's
yeah.
a
So
fact.
before it came into the street, so it was a master class in the home, and so that's where you meet these people, and then some of those people had to get passes because they was from another
Mhm,
block to come into
mhm.
a project. Let me tell you what happens in the project, right? Just so that y'all know, right? Anyone, Castle Hill, Monroe, Soundview, uh, those are Bronxdale. Okay, Bronxdale, dangerous project. You come in,
Very dangerous.
let's say, uh, 10 o'clock. Okay, 10 o'clock. I'm gonna put set that time 10 o'clock. Okay, 10 o'clock. You walking in there to see your girl from another project. You got a bunch of dudes in the lobby already playing dice or playing a wall, right? Because their parents have already went to work or came back from
Mhm,
work or home. So now
mhm.
the okay, so now there's usually two elevators, right? You walk in there, and as soon as you walk into the thing, right? I'm just telling you, and I'm gonna give it back to you.
That's
Uh,
fine.
the youngest dude in the crew is gonna come up to you and say, "Yo, who you coming to see? We don't who you." You say, "I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see. Let's say I'm gonna see Elisa. Which Lisa? Lisa, what floor? Ninth floor. Lisa on the ninth floor. She ain't home. She left. What you mean? I just beat her. I told you she ain't home. That's somebody's sister or something like that. You out of town. Lisa better get herself down there, right, to give you the pass. Because if you avoid that and you get to the elevator, they're gonna get in the elevator with you. Or, right, they're gonna knock out the lights of the elevator, right? And I'm gonna give it back to you. So the projects is so this is our world. Now we didn't have the privilege all the time to see other places. We met people in the park when they had these parties. That's when we kind of like parlayed, or we went to school with them, and school allowed us to get it passed because then uh, they would put a central school, and everybody would go to that central school, and then we get to know each other and fight, right? Okay, I'm gonna give it back to you. So I'm just saying, what you're doing your thing, you're saying the thing that even us in the Bronx, we didn't have a privilege to unless we went to the parties and we had a job like with the records, right? Carrying the records, carrying the speakers, right? Then we would get kind of like backstage where we could see everything and meet it. But I'm gonna give it back to you. Okay, Chris Shaw. Yeah,
I'm saying you're
I'm
absolutely correct. Yeah, you're absolutely correct because when you study these projects in the Bronx, a lot of these places you couldn't go unless you knew somebody. And if you know, because the stick up boys, like Coke Rock said, they were high and mighty and they'll stick you up and they would even take your equipment. From where Track 2 said out of his own mouth, originally hip hop was a black American Cool Herc, he brought it up to the surface where people fail to understand. Cool Herc's sister used to date a brother from Bronxdale, one of the black spades out in Bronxdale projects, and she used to take Cool Herc to the jams over in Bronxdale. When you start talking about Bambada, before he was even a part of Zulu Nation or the Black Spades, he was originally a savage nomad. Then he wound up becoming a black spade and became like warlord chief over the 10th division of the black spades. These are historical facts. From my research and from me
Black
talking
spades
to
or baby
now,
spades? Wait, black spades or baby
no,
spades?
I'm saying, so
Because he
let
wasn't
me
that
let me
old.
explain. In the black, listen, in the no, he was a part of the black. Listen, the baby spades are a division within the black spades. You have the
Yeah.
baby spades, you have the young spades, and then you have the black spades. The baby spades were a group known as the Little Rascals, who was absorbed through Guru, and they became a part of the black spades, and they became known as the baby spades. The Little Rascals was DJ Faze, which was Little Bo. These are the actual founders. When you talk about DJ Phase, you talking about a literal founder of hip hop. So you talking
Mhm.
about DJ Phase, Little Booby, Green Eyed Genie, who's known
Mhm.
as Stan,
Mhm.
Young Black Jack, which is
Mhm.
Big Black Jack's brother, little brother. All these young bulls, they were originally Little Rascals, and they used to bag at Pathmark. So they used to,
Yeah.
bag. They go to Lester's and get their medallions, they British Walkers, stuff like that. So little Booby, he used to be a drummer. So they used to take this one little, record player and just do different things with it. And from there, you had to do by the name of DJ Disco King Mario. He used to
Yeah.
see the things that they were doing, and he started bringing them out to the parks.
Mhm.
All the band body, he's the one. It was DJ Disco King Mario
Mhm.
that was the one that set up the shop in 123. Band body used to carry the crates for
Mhm.
DJ Disco King Mario.
Mhm.
Jazzy J, DJ Disco King Mario brought him out. Busy B, DJ Disco King Mario brought out. Kid Capri, DJ Disco King Mario brought out. Disco King Mario wore a bunch of hats. He was the very first DJ to go out in the parks, out in Bronxdale projects. You also had DJ Cool D, who was
Mhm.
originally from Brooklyn, New York, and then he wound up going to Bronxdale. So you got the mixologist Tyrone, which was DJ Cool D's brother.
Mhm.
These three were the main key players. Along, we not gonna forget DJ Tex Hollywood. So if you want to say four, you talking about DJ Disco King Mario, DJ Cool D, the mixologist, and later on DJ Tex Hollywood. These four were your very first DJs before, and the very first, even before them, was DJ John Brown, who worked at DJ in the shelter. All of them was learning from these five people. When you talk about Hurt, Bambada, and
Mhm.
Flash, they came later. They will be
Mhm.
considered the second wave of the DJs within
Mhm.
hip hop. And we date hip hop to be between 1970, 1971.
Mhm.
All of them, you talking about
Yeah, I wasn't
75,
around.
76, that was later.
Yeah, no, you as far as the history, uh I mean it would have to somebody big would have to slightly correct you, but you're definitely on point. So when I moved to the Bronx, that was in 71. Um that was in
What part of the Bronx did you move? What part of the Bronx were you at, brother Reggie?
man, Castle Hill Projects, man.
Oh yeah, yeah. So y'all know Castle Hill is definitely monumental, and y'all had a lot of gunslingers over there, and there was a lot of b-boys that came from out of there. Our objective over here at the culture and scoreboard keepers is to keep the original authenticity of hip hop alive. I see one brother said that, and Puerto Ricans help lift hip hop as well. Big contributors, yes. Puerto Ricans were, in fact, major contributors to breakdancing, but they weren't the originators of it. We got to make this
Right, but
clear.
we didn't
We
know. Here's the
they
thing is,
even
here's the thing about the Bronx, right? Um, Look,
Mhm.
a lot of Puerto Ricans were real dark at that
That's a
time.
fact. That's a fact.
You were right
That's a
about them telling
mhm.
them not to mess with the jungle people and all of that. You were right about that. But when they came, listen, we met them in school. How can I say we met them on the corner, right?
Mhm.
Nobody really said where they came from. Like I came from, I had
Right.
70, 65. I was born in Virginia. In 70, I was in
I got
Brooklyn.
yo, Dr. Reggie. I'm sorry to cut you off. I gotta
Yeah.
just say this. Brothers saying, shaking my head, good night. Y'all gotta
No,
stop
no.
doing this.
Is it a brother or sister?
No, no,
Oh,
no. I think this one right here. Listen, and I could tell he of Hispanic heritage. Y'all gotta get out of this myth that y'all created hip hop with us. Y'all didn't.
but she
Y'all
didn't
are
say that.
contributors.
I mean,
No,
he or
no.
she. They didn't
Yeah,
say
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. They are saying that because if you got to
One of
look
the
at
things
you got to
about
look at the you got to look at hold on, Dr. Reggie. You got to look at the previous comments to understand where I'm coming from. For you to
okay,
shake your
let me
head,
tell you something.
we're not
But let me
saying
tell you
that Puerto
something.
Ricans didn't contribute to hip hop, but they didn't create hip hop. We got to get out
Oh,
of that. That was strictly black Americans. Let me just get this off, Reg. It was
yeah.
strictly black Americans that created hip hop. When you start talking about Puerto Ricans that was involved, that was the third generation, man. When you talk about Rocksteady, Whip a Whip, Ruby D, all Charlie Chase, all them guys came later. I'm going back to DJ Disco King Mario, the Black Space, the Baby Space, the Young Space, the first division of the Black Space. All five elements of hip hop was already there. Breaking was already there. It was just called Burn It. And the Spade Dance. You already had the original B-boys that DJ Kool Herc coined for Black American B-boys. James Bond, Trixie, Dancing Doug, A1 Star Child Sasa, the Nigga Twin. These were all black Americans. This was before the Zulu Kings. This was before Rocksteady, man. When you talk
No,
about
but
graffiti,
what I'm trying to say is like I don't know like with just government names like Mario, right? Now
right,
Mario is not a Black American name. It's just not,
right.
right?
I know, and that's where they got that lie because you had them running around lying, saying, Mario was half Puerto Rican, when in fact his family came out and said the only reason why he got that name Mario because his mother liked the name. And I know DJ Disco King Mario's daughter personally. Shout out to Mina, and I do shows with her every week. There's no Hispanic blood in Mario. Y'all try to say A1 Star Child Sasa was Puerto Rican. He came out and said, no, I just like the name. I'm a black American. Y'all try
Oh,
to say Kukla Rock was half Jamaican. He came out and said, no, I'm all black American. My mother's from South Carolina. My father's from Trenton. Every time they heard a name that gave them like a Spanish cling or something, they figured that they had some type of Spanish and they had no Spanish. All these people are black Americans.
okay, so we have to look at the migrations of peoples, right? Now, in the 70s, in the projects, uh, the first people in the projects, right, were white people. Projects were created for white folks, right? Then the people were coming from the South, right, and people were coming from Brooklyn, right, places like Brooklyn into the projects. So, and then there's this huge migration of Puerto Ricans, right? Like really straight off the boat, right? And they were directed to the projects, right?
That's a fact.
So,
That's a fact.
so now what happens is that it's just one culture. Like Castle Hill was just one culture, right? Now, me myself, you're not gonna like this, y'all, but my extended family, right, is Puerto Rican. I went to Puerto Rico in I think 79, right? 79, 79, 80. I went to Puerto Rico. My extended family, right? My school partner, Tone, right? Shout out to Tone. Shout out to Big Tone, who was part of Latin Kings, who caught a fake case uh, on where they was living on Screven, right? And about 12 of the kings, but that was a little later when he caught that case. But I grew up with uh, uh, my family from the projects and my Puerto Rican family, and so then they took me to Puerto Rico. They took me to Puerto Rico because the young son, one of the young sons, he ain't want to go on a trip. He wanted to just stay with his mom, right? With that's Will, right? So I went with Tone and Lelo, Lelo and Abuelo, Lelo and Abuelo, right? That's Tone's father and Tone's grandfather. And then I went to Cachete, I went to Salina, and I went to their home, and all I saw was black Puerto Ricans, right? Black Puerto Ricans and lot. When I mean lighter Puerto Ricans, I mean just not white Puerto Ricans, dark Puerto Ricans, brown Puerto
Right.
Ricans. Right?
You're talking about blancos and moreno Hispanics. Okay.
The
Yeah.
the Blanco ones, that was like something when TV came and they lightened it up, right? And it was shattered. Like you
Right.
could go right. It was shattered. It was whole yards full of. It was like they did the Native American thing. Whole whole yards full of spent liquor bottles. Right. There
Right.
was
Right.
one phone in the town. Right. One phone in the town. Like nobody had a phone. It was just one phone in the town, and everybody would use that phone. I'm not knocking what you're saying. It's just that I just lived that. So
And, I,
those
and it's what you're saying, and that's the point that we're saying. If you did have any dark skinned, Puerto Ricans or Dominicans, because the Black American culture at the time of the early 70s, late 60s was Black American, you would just assume that they Black American. You wouldn't even know. And
but
then we
we
got to
didn't
look
even
at that.
know that we just called ourselves Negroes and blacks. We didn't do that
That's
black
that's
American stuff.
that's
That
the
came
point
later.
that that's
Yeah.
what we're saying from a social anthropological perspective. You got to look at the 60s. What was going on in the late 60s? You had the civil rights movement. You had the
Yeah.
Black Power movement. You had this atmosphere that was going on. We interviewed a close comrade of mine from the Last Poets, the founder of the Last Poets,
Mhm.
David Nelson, who is now known as Zaquin David Ben Yisrael, who's an understudy of the late Ben Ami that lives in Dimona,
Mhm.
Israel. He's
Yeah.
the founder of the Last Poets. And he was breaking down to us what was going on at that time by being an eyewitness. So we talking about, we got to get out of this thing saying New York coaches. That's like somebody saying, oh, we can't speak about Kemet if we're not a part of the Kemetic culture. That's foolishness. So what we're
No, but it
saying is,
was. Wait. What I'm saying is, okay, for Lower East Side, right? LES, right? LES, that project was, there were black folks there, but it was full of Puerto Ricans,
no
right?
problem with that. No problem with any of that.
Right?
We're just talking about the original origin of hip hop. It's in
Okay.
Bronxdale. The oldest documentations we can go to West Bronx that came later with hip hop, South Bronx later. When we
God.
go to the first division of the Black Spades, this is where you're finding the origin of hip hop. And then you add the guy by the name of Green Eyed Stan from
Mhm.
Bronxdale when his mother was like the leader of like the project authority. She the one that got the cameras put in and all that. When they got expelled from out of Bronxdale from the housing authority, they started to send Green Eye Stan to different parts of the Bronx. And this hip hop that was created in Bronxdale, he started spreading it to different boroughs. Then he started going to Harlem, Rikers Island, going to Brooklyn, different places, and start spreading this hip hop. But when we look at the origin of hip hop, it is strictly Bronx. This is a historical fact. This is not
Oh
a
yeah,
thing
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah, that part.
this is
I'm not.
when the person say he's stupid, they don't know that you could tell that they haven't did the proper research. When you look at Zulu
No,
Nation, for
no. I think
example,
that they're saying it because we. No, I'm never gonna call you stupid. You a boss right here, boy. But what I am gonna say
right?
is that New York has cultures, right? And
No problem.
so it just depends on where you at, right?
That's what and that's the point. Most of these people are talking based on when they were first introduced to hip hop. I'm going to the creation of hip hop. The
Okay.
direct creation of hip hop is the southeast section of the Bronx,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
1970, 1971,
Mm-hmm.
Bronxdale Projects,
Mm-hmm.
Baby Spades, within the Baby
Mm-hmm.
Spades from the Black Spades, and later on the Black Spades broke up into
Mm-hmm.
crews and start
Mm-hmm.
spreading hip hop. The face of hip hop is the late DJ Disco King Mario. There's no way of getting around this. If you
Not,
want
I
to
don't.
talk
I'm not gonna.
word,
I'm definitely not gonna argue. I'm not gonna argue that. It's just that when you have this satellite view, we would see
But my view is coming from the direct founders to make that clear. I don't want people to think I'm just looking in. No,
no.
I'm going to the actual founders that are alive to this day that I interview. I interviewed the founder of breakdancing, Trixie. That's a historical fact. Trixie is the founder of breakdancing, 1971. You talking about dudes like Big Mike, resting. He just died. One of the original founders of the Black Spades. We interviewed these people. We interviewed the founder of the Black
Okay,
Spades.
I
We
see.
interviewed these
Again,
original founders of hip hop.
again, you got the satellite view. We local, right? And we don't get to see all of these, everything that you're talking about until we go to the parties. And then when we go to the parties, we
Facts.
interested in their music. We interested in who can cut up, dance to the drummer's beat, or super sperm, right? And we're
Facts.
interested in who can dance the best. And then when we go to Latin
Facts.
quarters, see now, see, you didn't say anything about Latin quarters.
I know about the Latin Quarter.
Yeah,
I'm highly
so
familiar with the Latin Quarter. And I'm saying when you start talking about breakdance and all that in the Latin Quarter, all that came later. All I'm saying is the
okay,
inception of hip hop started strictly with Black Americans, later Puerto Ricans. I'm
but we
telling
didn't
you
call
where.
ourselves Black Americans.
No, we didn't have that name. Who cares about, you can call us
Right.
Black Americans, Negroes,
We didn't know
whatever name
how.
you want to call us. I am saying that from the Power Rules mouth, from Puerto Ricans' mouths, Puerto Rican pioneers said it out of their own mouths. They said we didn't have anything to do with hip hop until later. When Kool Herc brought it to the surface, we start clinging on to hip hop. Originally, it was underground with Black Americans. This is what they saying out of their own mouth. I'm only going by what these
No,
people
you
are saying
got
out of
you.
their own mouth.
You're legendary with the information and stuff. That I'm so glad that you came on. And there's been how can I say, depending on if you're hearing a story, it's
Mhm.
from that person's particular.
Matter of fact, Reggie,
No,
take this person out of here. You're not going to keep disrespecting me. I don't think you know who I
okay,
am and my authority over here on Black News
okay.
102.
Well, I'm gonna say authentic.
Take this
Authentic.
authentic
No, I'm
8072
wait,
out of here.
wait.
Because you
First,
keep,
before I do that, I'm just gonna ask um, if you could not say anything negative um, because he is providing content. So I don't want him to be
talking about he
triggered.
mad. All right, get him out of here. No, it's not that I'm mad. It's that you're lying. What are you, since you want to
Wait,
go back and forth?
okay. Well,
Hold
let me
on,
just
Reg.
finish
Hold
one
on,
thing.
Reg. I could say the same words you say. You're stupid because you don't understand the difference from contributing to something versus creating it. I never once said that Puerto Ricans didn't contribute to hip hop. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is y'all didn't create hip hop. Why is it that all the genre musics that come out of Black Americans, soul music, R&B music, country music, rhythm and blues, gospel, techno, rave, house, whatever, all from Black Americans, but for some reason, when it comes to hip hop, it's a Bronx thing, or that it was Puerto Ricans and Jamaicans and multicultural. No, hip hop was created by Black Americans, whatever name you want to call them. Black Americans, African Americans, wherever. When we go to the root of it, it is Bronxdale Projects. It is the southeast section of the Bronx, the Black Spades, the Baby Spades, DJ Disco King Mario. Then from there, it started to morph and spread to other projects and boroughs. It's just that simple. When you see Hispanics involved in hip hop, Whip a Whip, Ruby D, TBP, TBB, all these different Spanish people, Rock Steady Crew, all of them is later, man. Rock
Well,
Steady Crew
I'm gonna
didn't
say
come out
this.
until 1979.
No, I'm gonna say this again, right? A lot of Puerto Ricans that I met, right, along the way, and I've been there, right? They respect their African heritage.
No
It was only
problem.
later. So what I'm trying to say, what I'm only trying to say is that we were a mixture of different groups, right? And we had shallow history, right? A lot of us, like my people, we from the South. We come into New York from
Mhm.
Brooklyn, and like I'm speaking my accent, even though I talk funny now, my accent
Mhm.
was Southern, so I had to fight everybody, right? They couldn't
Right, right,
understand me, right? They just
right,
simply couldn't understand me. So I can't. And then there was Puerto Ricans who didn't speak good English, right?
right,
They had to
right.
fight. Now,
That's what Guru said from the founder of the Black Spades. He was like they didn't speak good English and they
no,
was listening to Maranga
yeah,
and what they called salsa music, which was originally created from Afro-Cubans, you know what I'm saying? And then later on
you're
they took
right.
on
Because
and they changed the name to salsa, just like
when
they
we went
did
down to
reggaeton.
no, you're right. Because when we went down to Spanish Harlem, oh my, right?
Right,
Like
right.
when we went to LES, oh my,
Hmm.
right?
Right.
Like they weren't friends of ours. But hip hop, not hip hop. Well, we would say I don't know if it was hip hop, rap, right? That
Right.
that unified. I'm into people uniting, right? Um, because I think that we need to unite. Now in New York right now, black population, if you want to say black American, we decimated, bro. We got this whole
That's a
group
fact.
of Mexicans, right? Fordham Road
Yup.
used to be all black. Man, let me tell you,
Hmm.
Brooklyn Heights used to be largely black. That's where Malcolm was
Right.
killed, right?
Right.
Malcolm
Most of
was
the people
killed
going
down
back down south now. Most of the Black Americans from New York, a lot of them moving
there.
back
We
down
run
south.
out. Right? So politics of New York, most of the a lot of the politicians, Richie Torres, AOC, a whole bunch of them, right? All Latino,
Right.
Espionage, right? The congressperson in the Washington Heights area, um, shout out to him because he gave me a congressional citation, SBI,
Right.
right? Shout out. Now, black people, man, I'm gonna take a picture one day of me on the 12 bus. If you count 5 black people going through Fordham Road, I mean, they students. If I rode the bus tonight coming home, hey, and man, I'm telling you, it's all Mexican, it's all South
I
American.
heard. I
It's
heard it's not. I haven't been in New York. Last time I was in New York, it's right before I moved to Africa. I think it was like 2021, and they saying it's Mexicans everywhere now in New York.
right.
Even
And
in Philly, where I'm from, they coming out Philly too.
man, and the Puerto Ricans, just like the Black Americans, man, is getting decimated. And
That's a fact.
these cultures were the cultures how can I say that they paved the way. So my whole thing
That's
is,
a fact.
uh, I'm just trying to say is, look, some people might see me as a traitor or something like that, not being black, but I'm just telling you, like look, look, look. If I had listen, I can walk. Watch this. I can go down to Quimby Avenue and Castle Hill Avenue. That's where
Hmm.
what's that? Jennifer Lopez and all of them, right? Black Rock,
Right.
Quimby Avenue. I
Hmm.
had a pass. I had a pass to go down there because of Tone, right? Tone
Hmm.
was Tone was the leader of the Latin Kings, right? Uh,
Right. Right. Puerto Rican tone. Right.
I couldn't, if I didn't have that pass, I'd get stabbed up. But I had a pass.
Facts.
Like in that, those passes saved your life. Cause they be
That's
at,
a fact.
my
That's a
man.
fact.
And they talk, my man, where you from? Right? Says I'm on Castle Hill, right? What you
Right.
doing down here? Says what you mean what I'm doing down here? You know where you is, you know that block, you know where you are. I'm like,
That sound like That sound like back in the day, because I see one brother, he put up 18th and Diamond out in North Philly. And I remember back in the day coming up, if you was from West Philly, you couldn't just come up certain parts of North Philly, vice versa. I'm from 7 Hunting Park, from Hunting Park. So you're definitely, yeah, you definitely making sense. Brother Reggie, and from what the elders was telling me from Bronxdale, like there was just certain places you couldn't even go to. You said, yeah, my area code is 19140. You already know. Yeah, yours is 19121. I got you. I got you. I definitely understand what you're saying. So yeah, 18th and Diamond, that was a rough spot, and 23rd and Diamond up at the projects. You couldn't just go to 23rd and Diamond
Right.
if
So
you
you
ain't
need a
know somebody.
pass.
You know you can get
So my whole
executed
thing
up
is
there easy.
right, right. And so what we did is okay, so in my projects where I'm on the bottom of Castle Hill, there was a white beach club, right? So this
Mhm.
was WASP. They
Right,
Italians came later, right? Okay, but
right.
where the train station was all Irish, right? Okay. Before you get to them was um was Puerto Ricans, right? That's Quimby. It was all around these church, Holy Cross, and another big church, right? They found themselves around churches, right? So these big churches, that's where they landed their plane at, right there, right? Now, uh, I had to go from the train station. I had to get through the Irish and I mean the Irish and the Italians, right? Then I'm right there with the Puerto Ricans, but I got to pass with the Puerto Ricans as long as I'm cool, right? And they had to have passes to come to where we were, right? Okay, I got the pass, and then I can go to my block. Now, when I'm going to my block, now I have to deal with my own, right? My own, right? And their BS, right? So we weren't unified. We were unified in crews and gangs and blocks, right? So like it was a nomad zone, right? You had to know you had to have some hands,
That's
right?
a
You had to
fact.
have some hands, or and if you didn't, and then if something happened, you had to be with a crew. So if something happened to you, you could go back up the block with your crew, right?
Facts.
Now that's just Castle Hill. Now going to Bronxdale, dangerous project.
Yeah,
Bronxdale,
they said Bronxdale was the worst.
see Bronxdale, you didn't see people. You see, you go to Pathmark, right? Okay, you mentioned
Facts.
Pathmark, right? Okay, so
Facts.
you go to Pathmark, right? But okay, everybody went to Pathmark, so that was cool, right? But if you left Pathmark, the projects is right there where Pathmark is, right?
Mm,
You got to pass in Pathmark, right? Everybody got to pass. You go into those projects, you don't see people, but they see you.
mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
I
Damn.
never, every project, Monroe, Soundview, you see people, right?
Right.
Bronxdale was a
Right.
funny place where you didn't see people. You see the basketball court and you might see the people, but when you go inside the project, right, they see you, you don't see them, right?
Right.
And and there was a lot of strange murders that were
I heard
going
that
on.
you would just see bodies everywhere. And also to the brother, he was saying, not to cut you off, he said 22nd and Jefferson Blumberg projects was, yeah. And to let you know, shout out to Shaw Daces from Blumberg. It might surprise you, brother. My little brother is from Blumberg Projects. And guess who my little brother is? The famous boxer Anthony the Messenger Thompson. A lot of people don't know we brothers. So you know Tyon and all them. If the brother that's speaking right now saying torn down and he mentioned Tiffin Thompson Projects. If you know my little brother Anthony the Messenger Thompson, let me know. But yeah, but continue on. You were saying about
No,
the path mark being the neutral ground,
yeah,
which is
Pathmark was
true. And
neutral.
then from there,
Yeah, we had it's a funny type of thing
uh-huh.
because most of the mothers, right, would shop at Pathmark, right? and then there
Oh,
was
not to cut you off. You went to school with my little brother. Okay, okay. See, small world. Okay, go ahead, Dr. Reggie.
it's always small world. And so you was right about the baggers. Baggers was a big
Hmm.
business. You go to Pathmark, they might
Right.
have like eight, nine, because then they would take the food stamps, right? So
Hmm.
Pathmark was this big shop, a food shopping place, right? And they
Hmm.
would take food stamps. Everybody would get a pass, right? But stay in that area.
Hmm.
So there's right there was then there is White Castle was over there, and then there's McDonald's that's over there, right? And they were
Right.
on more White Plains Road type stuff, right?
Right.
White
Right.
Plains Road. Now I'm gonna go if I can't go tomorrow, because if I can't go tomorrow, now there is a hip hop store on White Plains Road, around White Plains Road in
You
Westchester
need to
Avenue.
go, Dr. Reggie. You need to go to the event tomorrow, man.
Well,
That won't you and Sinetta go to the event and get
um,
footage?
uh, uh, I'm gonna go. Wait, Sinetta is not from that place, so I'm
I
not
know he
gonna
not.
go. No, no, no. I'm not gonna go with Sinetta to a place. You gotta have. Check this out. Still, you gotta have a pass. Like when I went to Bronx, remember I took Sinetta to Bronx River,
But y'all
right?
can y'all can have to pass through DJ Phase and the Black
Uh,
Spades.
no, 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 no. He's doing his thing. I'm going there because I'm from Castle Hill and I
Right,
know
right, right,
people, right?
right,
Like
right,
when I went to when I went to meet Poppy in Bronx River is
right, right,
crazy.
right, right.
One way
I
in, one
already
way
know.
out, right?
I already know.
And Poppy, Poppy was beefing with Bam hard, right?
Yeah,
At
yeah,
that
I know,
time
I
period.
know. Yeah,
So
I
we
know.
go there, and man, you don't see people. You don't see people. You see people like uh, not shopping, but going to and fro, right? But you don't see the
Right.
hood. So I had to
Okay.
go. I had to go and take a piss, and I'm looking at where am I going to take a piss at, right? So I see these brown buildings, and I go behind it, and expecting to try to take the piss there, and I really had to go right. And then
Right.
I'm seeing like the teams, right?
Right.
I'm saying the crew they doing what they doing, right? They smoking,
Right.
they gambling, they doing this. This is in the back, right? And I'm like,
Right.
okay, that's where they were. So if if there was some beef uh,
Mm-hmm.
with Poppy, right?
Mm-hmm.
We was done. We was done. But a lot of the people grew up with Poppy, so they were on both sides of the fence.
I understand that whole situation. What happened? Oh, and yeah, my little brother, he did go to Benjamin Franklin High School.
Oh,
Absolutely. So, oh, okay. So you know Tyan, you know Rashad, you know all them cats from Blumberg. Okay, absolutely, absolutely. Um, Before I go, I gotta go soon, Reg. But I do want to ask you brief. I want to expound briefly on that debate you had with Jabari Azaze. I want.
well, I'm on
I
Black News 102, and I have this agreement with Sonetta. So, uh, I mean, I don't like what happened. I don't like going after a debate. Anything that you should do in a
okay.
debate, you should do it. And then what happens is he gets 8,000 views on a one-sided story, right?
Hmm.
Losers always do that, right? And he
Hmm.
get all the people, and then I put up a little show a couple of days later, my show gets shut down for whatever reason, right? But I don't think that you get to examine a debate that was supposed to be a gentleman's debate with no
All right.
referees, no scholars, no talking about a subject, and all of a sudden, Mr. Professor, he gets to go and look at examine all my sources, right?
So
But
your argument, let me make this clear. So your argument was the ancient people of Kemet, they did take these netters and the Netzeru literal, and he's saying that they didn't take them literal, they took them as principles. Am I
yeah,
correct?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
The the
So
the 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 sources show clear that the people of Kemet took these things literal.
Yeah. But
That
see, here's the thing: is he's the Kemetic, self-proclaimed Kemetic priest, right? And
okay.
who doesn't really read the meta nature, and he also has an esoterical foundation and a metaphysical foundation, and
Okay.
uh, and then he comes from one school, which is Baba, the ancestor Baba Heru, some Ankh Ras Samad
Okay.
Sepaka, right?
Okay.
But
Okay.
from that school, there is no earlier. He comes from one teacher, right? Who
Okay.
there is not a connection for past that teacher, right? Who I
Okay.
knew his teacher pretty well, but at any rate, uh, what I am saying is that he tried to destroy the literalness of the ancient Egyptian. Uh, I say that more than gods, their nature, existence, right?
Uh-huh.
What they believed in that domain, and then by doing that, uh, prior to that, he tried to destroy the literalness of the Hebrews and the Christians, right? Nothing is
Okay.
literal in his
Okay.
world, right? But we know that the Bible
Okay.
is literal,
Okay.
right? We know the Old Testament is literal. I don't have to believe it. It's literal to you. We know for the
Right.
Christians, it's literal
Well,
to
it's
them.
both. It's both. It's literal and but it's literal, but it has its symbolic within it. But I understand exactly what you're saying, though. I'm listening.
Right, but what it is okay, so it's real simple. Okay. Literal simply means the original meaning of something,
Okay. Okay.
right? How the
Okay.
people create the meanings, right, of
Okay.
things in all those cultures, right?
Hmm.
Now these are written cultures. They have writing. Oh shoot, who is this?
Where can I watch the interview at, brother Reggie? Where can I, not the
On
interview,
the Most
the
High, you're
debate?
gonna have to put on your face because I can't put on anybody. I know Mighty Hebrew, but I need to see your
Who
face.
got, is this, you say his name, you say his name, the Most High?
Yeah.
That's my people's. You can let him in. That's fine.
Uh, okay. So let's do this. So
That's my
if
people's. You can let him in. If that's the
okay, you
same,
have to
yeah,
turn down
that's my
YouTube,
people. So let's do this. So
but you have to turn down your YouTube.
if
You
yeah, you
you
gotta turn down your YouTube, Most High. Go ahead, Dr. Reggie.
okay. So here's the thing. Okay, literalness has something to do with meaning. Whether or not a culture has
So
writing,
here's the thing.
okay,
Yo, Most High,
literalness has
Most
something to do
High,
with
you
meaning.
gotta mute your
Whether or
mic, Most
not a
High.
culture,
Mute your
okay,
mic, Most High.
yeah, no, he doesn't have to mute his mic. He has to turn off YouTube. So when you're on StreamYard, okay, you get two feeds, one from
Okay, he
YouTube.
did it. He did it. He
Okay,
did it.
one. All right. So what happens
Okay.
is before there's oral history. Now, oral history uh, is literalness comes before symbolic, right?
Okay. Yes.
And so literalness is what meanings do they have for let's say for deities, but we in ancient Egypt we don't call they're not necessarily deities. That's what Europeans say. They're really nature, existence,
Mm-hmm.
falcons, frogs, snakes, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then hawks. Uh, those are anthropomorphic.
Right.
Uh,
Anthropomorphic. Yeah,
yeah,
I understand.
anthropomorphic. So then there's writing, and then of course things in writing could be both uh, literal, figurative, and symbolic. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
they could be all those type of things, but literalness comes first, then comes symbolic, right?
Right.
Because you don't
Right.
know what a symbol means without a meaning, which is literal. So
True.
so this guy, this guy that I debated, uh, he wants to remove literalness, right, and make everything esoterical and physical, figurative. but
Okay.
he fails really quickly because um I'll put it this way, because there's something called syncretism, where people and religions share things, right?
Okay.
And he, so when they share stories and things are repeated, they're still literal, right?
Right.
Symbolism does not erase something that's literal. It does not. And so now with the African culture, who where a lot of stuff is oral,
Mhm.
he's setting it up so that you can say that these African deities and uh, whatever are not literal. So he's doing
Mhm.
to me a colonialist approach. The Bible is literal. I don't have to agree. And literalist doesn't mean that it has to be. It could be fiction and it could be nonfiction. It means that
Mhm.
that's the writing, that's the story. I don't have to believe the Hebrew, right? I don't have to believe the Torah and the Tanakh. I don't have to believe it, but all I can do is have my beliefs against what you believe, right?
Mhm.
Because
Mhm.
like you argue all the time, you tell people you don't know these terms, you don't know the terms,
Right.
you don't know the definitions. I have the lexicon. So once a lexicon is involved, then everything is literal, right?
Right.
But
Right.
but no, in their world, in the New Age Kemetic world, everything is symbolism. So when you set up the
Yeah.
symbolism, when you set up something symbolism, then who's the person who decodes the symbolism? Who
Right. So
knows?
basically, I
Yeah.
understand what you're saying. Like, if everything is 100% symbolic, so who initiated you to give you this understanding of the symbols that you're conveying of the archaic record? I understand exactly what you're saying.
You own
To,
it. You
so,
own it. The
question,
person. Yes.
brother Reggie, where can I watch the debate? I want to
Oh, you
see it.
you
I just
can.
keep hearing about it. Where can I see it at?
You cannot watch it.
Why not?
Because because
Never
it's
mind. We
it's
ain't gonna
no,
get into that.
it's part of Sanetta's treasure, right? So Sanetta, look, he's in business. He release it when he wants to release it or don't release it.
Okay, I
Sanetta
got
is,
you.
but you can't watch it for free.
No, no, no. I'm saying if I can go somewhere and pay for it, is there a
No,
link where I can go to and watch it,
no,
and then come back and do a commentary on it?
no,
Oh,
no.
okay,
You are good friends with Sanetta, so you
right.
can talk to your
Yeah,
brother Sanetta.
I'll call him and see what's going on. I just want to say a few things, and then Most High, if it's this is
Yeah,
brother
yeah.
Reggie's
I'm sorry
show.
about that.
I was wondering if he can say a few words real quick.
Of course, of course. I mean, you said you asked me that question, and
Yeah,
that
yeah.
can rattle off
Because
with Most
the
High.
reason why, because I heard you. I know we was talking about hip hop and this the DJ phase and all that. But
Yes.
I remember earlier you was giving a brief synopsis about that, and I just wanted to
Listen, I
recap a
cracked
little
his
bit.
head. I literally cracked
I
his
heard
head.
I heard mixed views. You know, some people say you won, some people say you lost, some people
No,
say,
no, no,
uh,
no, no. Ask all the debaters. Ask John Yohana. I mean, sorry, Captain Cesaria. Ask Pastor Bennett. Ask
yeah, I
Yahweh.
seen,
Ask.
yeah, I seen Pastor Bennett. He definitely said you won that. You know, a lot of people say you won it. You know what I mean? And from all
I'm
my
not talking
research,
about the regular people. Like the people, we are family. Mighty Hebrew
facts,
is
facts,
legendary in Sinetta Studios. Came before me.
facts,
I'm not talking about the people who don't. I'm not talking about the people in the stadium. Who cares about them?
facts. Well, the people, the scholars say you won. Now it's mixed
Right.
messages
The
with the
people in the
viewers,
stadium.
but the scholar said you won. That's a fact, and that's why I want to see it
Anyway,
because from my research, they did look at them as literal, even to the point that they was doing certain things in honor of these men. But I want to shift
okay,
it
so
over
you know
real
what you
quick.
do? We're gonna get to the Most High
Okay,
right now. But you know what you do? Any of you, right, who are good in your culture, that's any of you, that's especially you, you would tear the esoterical dude up limb from limb. You want an easy debate on what's literal? How could he tell you it's literal? This dude says to us, the netters are real, but they're not literal and they're not actual. we're talking about how forces and energy work in the universe. How could it be real on one hand and not actual on the other hand and not literal?
Mm.
Like it don't make no sense. And because he's a big dude on the platform, I can't talk no more. Talk to the Most High. I'm gonna get something to drink.
Okay, okay. Most High, where you
Yo,
at, my? Hey, what's up, man?
yo, I can't
Welcome
really.
to
The
the House
volume
of
is low.
Consciousness. We can hear you. We can hear you clear.
You can
The
hear me?
volume is high.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Hold
can
on,
hear you
hold on.
perfect.
Something is up because I
No,
could
we hear
barely hear
you
y'all.
perfect.
Turn
Well,
your
just speak. Don't even worry about it, because everybody can hear us all perfectly clear. Don't
yeah.
worry about it. Bring in your
I
input.
so this is gonna be funny because I like to hear myself speak just so I don't, you know what I'm saying? I'm clear with my words and I don't misspeak and all that. But anyway, salute to the mighty Hebrew, salute to brother Reggie and all that. And since this is a Sinetta platform, definitely salute to the legend Sinetta. I spent a lot of money with Sinetta in the mid 2000s. I spent a lot of money with Dr. Jack Elder, rest in peace, and Nova, because
I
I used
just
to
saw
work on
Nova
25th.
today. I just
Huh?
saw Nova today. Yeah, I broke bread with Nova today. Nova felt me.
Okay. So those are people I spent a lot of money. And I'm not saying that just cause, you know what I'm saying? They definitely had, books, DVDs, and they definitely had the knowledge and allowed me to build with them and all that. So I saw Dr. Jack Elder on Gil Noble at least one or two times. You know what I mean? So I know the magnitude that the brothers on 25th, what they hold in terms of knowledge, black history, African history, world history, whether it be the religious systems, spiritual systems, and all that. So again, them books that was out there, them DVDs that was out there, I wasn't just picking them up and putting them down. I'm not bragging. If I had little $5, them $5 was getting spent. You know what I'm saying? So it was vital. You know what I'm saying, for me to be to have access to 25th and be able to invest in my history and knowledge of my people all across the world. So if we what's the word, the diaspora. So I got a lot of my next level knowledge from 25th, especially from Sarnetta. No ifs, ands, or buts about that. So salute
I
to
know
him.
you.
I had to pay
I know you
for
come on
homage
here.
because
I know you
I'm on
about
his
to come on
platform.
here. I know you about to come on and talk about some hip hop. Run
Yeah.
some
So
stuff down to us.
so my thing is, right, when the reason why I'm even speaking is because obviously I've been passionate like most people from a certain age range. I'm 52, about to be 53. um I actually, if you want to say 73 was the inception date, which I don't agree with, I don't think any music genre has an inception date. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if any one culture has a date where it started per se. um I never want to diminish Kool Herc's accomplishments. I'm definitely not here to do that. But in terms of research and what every pioneer has said out of their mouth, and when I say pioneer in any definition, whoever you want to cite, if they were around in the early 70s, or sort of progression from the art form from the early 70s to the mid 70s, all the pioneers are saying, whether they be black, whether they be Latino, or whatever nationality that they may be from, whether they Jamaican or what have you, they saying that it was a continuation of black culture, right? Or at the very least, predominantly black culture, right? I also feel that there's a way to have these conversations without the insults, the slurs, so on and so forth. Um, from my experiences and my family also being Black American, if you want to say FBA, my family is FBA, Black American, and Puerto Rican. So there is no, I have no dog in the fight, and I'm not going to go back and forth with insults on either side. So, salute to anybody in the chat that might be Latino and understands the contributions that Latinos made in hip hop. Because at one time, let me just get to this part. At one time, from the late 70s, and I'm gonna definitely say when people started seeing hip hop on TV, when people started seeing hip hop grow within mainstream media, you couldn't help but see Latinos, especially Latinos from New York, have a heavy presence in it. So we talking early 80s into the mid 80s. For sure, for sure, for sure. That's undeniable. At the inception, hip hop is a black American culture product. I'm gonna say it again. From the inception, hip hop is a black American culture product. The reason why I say that too is because the majority of the music that hip hop is based on is pretty much based on the funk or other black American created genres. And we all know that hip hop didn't start creating its own music until the early 80s. Hip hop always been about playing other people's music. Hip hop has always been about the music and the DJ and the dancing primarily. The music is everything in hip hop. The music is everything in hip hop, and the
So when you
music
say so when you saying the funk, you talking about James Bond,
primarily,
Scott Stone,
primarily,
primary. Oh, okay. Let
primarily
me ask
James
you.
Brown. We always
Let me
have to
ask you.
include the Godfather of Soul, right?
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? The inventor of the one or the man that emphasized the one.
Right, and the
He's
good foot,
always in the he's
and the good
always
foot.
in the conversation. You almost can't even have a
Absolutely.
conversation about hip hop without him.
Let me
So
ask you a question, Most High.
yes, sir.
Where does DJ Disco King Mario, the Black Spades and Bronxdale projects play in hip hop? From your
So
understanding,
okay, sorry for cutting you off, guard. So my thing is that again, this is by I've done my research, especially over the last 3 years, in terms of the anniversary of hip hop, and not so much to debunk anybody or whatever the case is, but you know, once certain things was said, we don't have no culture, in America, whatever the case is. I don't really, stuff like that, right? So that's what started the debate. I picked up on it a little bit late, and then once I started hearing what the arguments was about, it made sense to me. So in terms of the black spades and all that, first of all, my first introduction to the black spades period was Just Ice going way back
Oh
with
boy,
KRS
Castle
One.
Hill,
First time I heard of
Castle
them.
Hill Project,
So, huh?
Just Ice, Castle Hill Project.
So there you go. So my thing is going way back to the early days of 75 and the black spades. Boom. So right there in the mid 80s, late 80s, you got a good starting point or a good, hint in terms of where it began from. So if the song is going way back and he starts his verse off with that, that was everybody's first hint right there. Now, in terms of being able to corroborate and prove with receipts how integral the black spades are at the inception point of hip hop, you could do it in various ways, right? Now, if you want to take Disco King Mario's story, that's a man that came from North Carolina, migrated to the Bronx. I'm not gonna get into the details about the spade, the inner workings of the spade. Gentlemen, Mario was Mario. If you know, you know, right? And again, these stories are all chronicled on the Culture Starch channel. You can find that on YouTube. It's a hip hop treasure. Point blank, period. It's still going strong with the grandfathers of hip hop. That's Young Blackjack and DJ Faze and cameraman Mike. I do not know these people personally, but what they did do was they were able to document the history of the Black Spades, and therefore they were able to get to the importance of Disco King Mario and his progression as a DJ. And part of me for the bars, but he's Disco King Mario or Empresario. He wore a lot of hats, as the mighty Hebrew said earlier. And he was a DJ, he was an organizer, he was a promoter, he kind of was a mentor. Now, from what the street, I don't want to say mythology because it seemed like it's all facts. Everybody knew Mario to be a wild dude too. So I'm not advocating none, but at the end of the day, that's what the research and this and the accounts of whomever you deem a pioneer, they can attest to the importance of the black spades. And again, when you start listening to Green Eye Stand, when you start listening to Young Blackjack, when you start listening to Fat Mike, God bless the dead and all that, when you start listening to different age groups of the spades alone, you start Paradise from X Clan. He from Bronxdale. So when you get names like that of various levels of success, of notoriety, and whatever, whatever, when they start to all, mesh their stories together, if they're not the same, they're very similar. So from what it looks like is that the Black Spades was the biggest gang, if not in all New York, they definitely was the biggest gang in the Bronx at one time. So we might be talking about they had a good 7 year run of being, 5, 6, 7 year run of being dominant throughout the Bronx, multiple chapters all over the Bronx, uptown. Bronxdale was the inception point, South Bronx, West Side. You know what I'm saying? I think they had people on the nine, according to, I don't remember everything, but I've heard this being said by legends, that are documented legends again. So at the end of the day, if the black spades were that dominant in a time where New York was gangland and the Bronx was gangland in a condensed space, right? That means that you couldn't go to Bronxdale, but Bronxdale could go everywhere else because the biggest gang came from Bronxdale and they spread everywhere else. So if it was a time where you couldn't come out with your equipment because you would get robbed, well, maybe if you were spade connected, and this might be me theorizing, right? But I'm only theorizing because I think it's pretty fair to say that the Black Spades was the biggest gang at one particular time. So if they spreading across, they've been called the Roman Empire. You know what I'm saying? If they spreading across all the Bronx and their DJ has a reputation, but as well as that, he has talent around him as well, whether it be Cool DJ D, God bless the dead, Tyrone the mixologist, Lightning Lance, Cool Clyde, FaZe. And then, the story goes that Bam used to give Mario records from his own house, from his mother's collection. You know what I'm saying? I don't know
and
how much I
and
speak about
and,
Bam on this channel or whatever, but
and
I'm just
no,
giving you
it's
the facts.
no. We can talk. We can say his name, African Bambaataa. We speak in history. We
No, no,
speak in history.
I'm always
Yeah,
mindful. Yeah, and I'm always
yeah,
mindful
yeah,
and
yeah.
respectful. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm not
But we
here
can
to
speak in
insult
history.
anybody.
Yeah, absolutely. We just speak in
So
historically,
my thing
and
is,
we know
right?
Bambaataa got his music too from out of the crates of DJ FaZe back in the day.
So I know they had dealings, at one time. You know what I mean? But my thing is that on a music level. So my thing is, um, this is most of these accounts have been corroborated and on the Coaches Starts channel, and then when you start to hear again other pioneers start to speak on Mario, you start to see there was a progression of the culture. And again, I think it's important again to emphasize that that if the gang culture was what it was and the black spades were who they were, it's only logical to feel like they imposed their will wherever they went. And if it was risky for you to be able to bring out your equipment, if your team wasn't strong enough or you wasn't strong enough, then it would lead to logic that a gang like that could go multiple places where they had divisions and then set up shop and start partying or whatever the case is. It might be a theory of mine, but it makes perfect sense to me. And again, like this is at this point, um, this is not only mythology. You can easily go to the Culture Stars channel, hear certain names. You could hear Charlie Rock be interviewed. Charlie Rock has done excellent work in terms of detailing the chronological order of b-boying, of parties, of what the makeup of the parties were, what specifically the culture is, all that, right? So him being interviewed on the Culture Starts. DJ FaZe is Bronxdale, soil and foundation and all that. He came up as a baby spade, aka Little Rascal, and all that. So they've done again The Culture Starch channel has done an excellent job in documenting the history of hip hop, and they have done a great job in letting it be known and proving that the inception point is Bronxdale, because so many people came from out of Mario's camp, whether it be Bambaataa, whether it be Jazzy J. Jazzy J has said these things out of his own mouth. You know what I'm saying? Bam at one time, and I don't know if it was a tweet or Instagram, Facebook post, he said hip hop
Yeah,
started out as
it
early as
was.
1970.
Yeah, it was a yup,
So, you know,
yup in Bronx
again,
though. He said that.
you know, so if somebody who is regarded as a founding father, whether it's the Source magazine or not, if he cites his predecessor and he puts a date prior to 1973, and I've even heard Herc in interviews say that hip hop started 71, 70, or whatever the case is. These are not guessing games. This is not, you know, rumors and stuff like that. YouTube is full of plenty of these interviews, these conversations, whether they be print, whether they be audio, whether they be video with the audio. So this is not me just spitting, you know, what I want
I
to
don't
be
have
the
a
truth.
problem. Okay, but I don't have a problem with anything that you're saying. And I with but what I do, okay, sometimes we feel that we need to racialize things, and now we're culturalizing things, right? Meaning separating one African that got dropped off on a plantation in the Caribbean versus Africans that got dropped off on in plantations in North and South America. Hip hop is a particular cultural entity that started uh, from what was happening in the Bronx,
Yo,
right?
you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
No,
You
no,
hear?
I'm only asking because I couldn't hear y'all, so I put my ear plug in there, my earpiece in. So I want to know because I
Hip
can hear y'all
hop.
now.
Hip hop came from a lot of different factors, but it was those people in the Bronx, right, that created hip hop. It came what the hip hop that we know. Um, so it came from conditions. So those conditions that you're talking about, the black spades, then there's the silver skulls, the gang culture in the Bronx, right? The bombing out of the Bronx, right?
I was cooking. Can I ask a question though, brother?
You can
Go
ask a
ahead.
question, but I get a chance to speak.
Let let
Okay,
let brother Reggie finish what he's saying,
copy,
and then you come in.
copy.
Well, no, you land your plane because you've been speaking for like 7 8 minutes, right? Maybe more. So go ahead, finish landing your plane.
So yeah, and that's all I wanted to do. I didn't mean to take your time, and I didn't mean to cut you off. I just wanted to build real quick. And again, I appreciate you for allowing me to step up. So anyway, my thing is, I hear everything that you're saying. I'm from New York as well too. I got family in the Bronx. Born and raised here, lived in New York my whole life. Again, my family makeup is black and Puerto Rican. Majority of my friends growing up, same mix, all that, right? So again, there's no bias, no nothing. Now, the thing is that okay, the elements of hip hop did come together in New York and specifically the Bronx, right? But the thing is, and at its inception point, where does the music come from? It don't come from New York. The dances, they don't come from New York. If you pop locking, you got that from Cali. And you probably saw it on Soul Train first. And
But
these are accounts, and and all I'm saying is these are accounts from the actual pioneers, right? So if Flash gets on Drink Champs and say the Latin B-boys came later, that's a solid reference right there. That's a solid primary source right there. And I don't think he's coming from a racial or you know or some type of prejudice, you know, energy at all, right? If Charlie Chase says he was the first Latin DJ, well, I think really it's Tex DJ Hollywood from Bronxdale, right? So and that's early 70s. If you want to include Tex DJ Hollywood, and I would, then you have to go to the early 70s. That's the first Latino DJ in within hip hop because he was a Baby Spade or a Spade, and he was with Mario and Bronxdale in them, right? So he would precede Charlie Chase. Now Charlie Chase says he wanted to get into the hip hop aspects of him DJing. His words on Drink Champs. After he heard he was in a community center, I think, and whatever DJ was there was playing Trans Europe Express. Trans Europe Express came out in March of
Mhm.
1977, right? So Whip a Whip, Ruby D, Whip a Whip says he's the first Latin to make it happen and rapping. He says 77, 78, right? So if he says he's the first and that's 77, 78, we're going to take his words because he was there, right? If we take Ruby D's word, he says 76, 77. He said he's the first, but it's around the same time. So we're talking about the pioneers, the first ones, and what they're saying out of their mouths, right? In terms of creation and moving the culture forward. You could say it started with them. So for about a good 10 years, from about 76, 77 till about 86, 87, Latinos played a big role in growing the culture. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. When it started getting picked up by mainstream media, then you saw them as the face of breakdancing for sure, for sure. And breakdancing was heavily publicized and captured on TV and all that from the early 80s to the mid 80s. By the time Rakim came with the lyricism and Kane and them came, pretty much nobody was breakdancing no more. When people started selling all type of drugs, they wasn't trying to get dirty. They wasn't trying to leave themselves vulnerable in the street trying to breakdance with linoleum. The stakes was higher. So breakdancing as an element kind of fell to the wayside and became a subculture that really picked up steam overseas or whatever. So I'm not just trying to say Bronxdale, Bronxdale, Bronxdale. I'm not from there, but the research shows from them chronicling their history on their channel, other OGs and pioneers going back to either Disco King Mario or the Spades. And if you go to Bam, Bam used to be a Spade and he used to be with Mario. So when you just check the timelines, when you start making that tree, in terms of how it started in the Bronx, how the elements came together in the Bronx, the inception point would be there. Again, Latinos were there, but the music, right? And the culture is something assimilated into. I'm not going to say cosplaying. I'm not going to say copying nothing. Whenever you going somewhere and you're a foreigner, you are going to have to learn the lays of the land that you're living in. You're going to have to assimilate. You have to. Brother Reggie, if you go from the Bronx and you don't really know no Spanish and you're going to see your people in PR, you're going to have to learn the language to survive properly, right? And interact properly. We all know that. So if you're coming from somewhere else, even if you're coming from down south, you got to learn the ways of what's going on in New York. And New York move faster than down south. So everybody, whether you coming from another country to New York, you coming from another part of America, another part of the States to New York, you have to learn the differences of the cultures. Now, one thing that we all shared was the music, period. So again, the music that started hip hop is made by what people would say country bumpkins. James Brown is the father of hip hop to this day, the most sampled artist in the history. And his samples have already crossed into EDM, freestyle music. Now, I don't want to say freestyle music, but yeah, even a James Brown shout has ended up in other music genres outside of hip hop. So think about how important he is, period. Think about how important Pigmeat Markham is. So again, the primary
Okay.
aspects of what hip hop started out as is Black American,
Okay.
period.
Now I'm gonna speak, right? So that may be um, music is music, and there was a time where uh, the Detroit sound, right? Uh, they broke in into white music, meaning they broke into radio. They broke into um, uh, uh, they broke into the genre that was controlled by white folks, right? Black actors did the same thing, right? Entertainers, all entertainers, comedians, they white folks ran the whole thing, Now, and then we were able to break into that to get some money, right? And shout out to Detroit, shout out to Motown, right? They were successful in doing that. I don't care. Um, my whole my I don't I study Black history, right? And they ultimately they're good points to hip hop that became, I guess, rap that became all these other type of things that we hear today. I care about Black empowerment. I because I study our people's history, I study that these themes come from around the world, right? So you have the Zulu Nation be, copying from something else, copying from something else around the world, right? These themes, right? The themes in the 70s with the BLA, right? Black Panther Party, right? And then also the Puerto Rican liberation movements. Uh, all these things are factors. Um, then we have this genre, which is just music. I don't see it just as music. I see it as a tool. And if I see it as a tool, I'm not going to separate and care really uh, because it came from a lot of different places, not just one place. So DC and Philly and Detroit, and without that, it wouldn't have migrated because it was all records, and they spun black records, but they also spun themes from white records, right? Um, and so it became music. So then it's a question of how do we use the music, or do we get focused on like some group of people have some special blood, like the Black American has some special blood, right? Different than Caribbean or different than uh, a Latino, right? And in the Latino, if you study the Puerto Rican, there were so many slave rebellions in Puerto Rico they never talk about, and they were African people in Puerto Rico. African people in Puerto Rico. So now we get to, and then it's the rest of the Caribbean, right? Where Lance is from, part of his family, I guess, is from the Caribbean, right? We didn't see each. We didn't know enough about Black history to make a point. Rap emerged without largely us knowing about Black history. The 70s, uh, the Black Panthers, and that led to the blacks. They encouraged the creation of things like the Black Spades, right? Um, but still they were in their own particular element, which was in the Bronx, which some of the stuff you can use, but some of the stuff you couldn't use from the earlier civil rights movement, because we in the Bronx had to survive in a place where we were being bombed out, we were being super impoverished, we were being criminalized, and
Yes,
the
yes,
beautiful thing is that hip hop came as a unifying factor where black, right? And there's different blacks now. Blacks from the South, right? Blacks from all these different areas that you're talking about, because New York has blacks from everybody, everywhere trying to
yes,
survive, right? Yes, Black Americans from all different places are here, but and you definitely have a whole southern, you have a enormous southern population. Some on the East Coast, they went to uh, Newark, right? Newark and New York, right? All
hmm,
through New York, right? In Chicago, I mean, Chicago came from the areas of like what Mississippi and those places like that, where they came from, right? Cali came from other places, right? Um, Finding themselves in California, right? Um, so the history that you say is important. You can do history all you want, and I think the history is good. But most of these people, because I grew up with them, right? I fought with them, right?
I just said so did I.
So but we're making different points. My point.
I think you disagree with a lot of what I just said just
Yeah,
now.
yeah. I think y'all listen. This is
Okay,
very easy. I just want to say this.
wait.
I'm hearing both of y'all. I just want to make this clear so the audience will know. One more time. We're not, me and Most High, we not saying, other ethnic groups didn't contribute to hip hop. We know for a fact that Puerto Ricans, Jamaicans, they contributed to hip hop. There's no getting around that. But it's like looking at a tree, the root of the tree itself, the trunk, the branches, the leaves. Let's look at hip hop like that. The foundation, I'm gonna use this word for a lack of word. Black Americans created hip hop. That's just that.
Okay, I don't
Now,
care.
when you
Now
start
watch
talking,
this. Wait,
now I
because I
know,
was talking, I
no,
got
no,
cut
I'm not
off.
saying you.
Wait,
I'm not.
wait. How long did I talk before I get cut off? On my own
Go,
show.
go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, brother Reggie.
Well, I
Go
just
ahead,
want
brother
to.
Reggie.
I'm just saying it. So my
I'm
whole point
sorry.
is when you
I
start.
apologize, brother
No,
Reggie.
buddy, people, come on, man. You legendary, man. You legendary debater, man. Right? First time I seen you, man. You was on that couch, man, and man, you was. How can I say they put SETI on the couch with you?
Said he a
Wow.
natural Tahuti.
And Natural Tahoe. So you is legendary, right? In this game. But the fact of the matter is, I study Black history, and I also my good brother Most High is from the Bronx, and close to my
Now
age.
I'm from Brooklyn, but I got family in the Bronx. My Latino family is in the Bronx. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so I lived in the Bronx, right? And I went to the parties for different reasons. I went to the parties, right? I've seen a lot of these people up close and personal, or but not in their houses, but when they came to play. Now, these people that you're talking about, most of these people did not have an identity. They didn't have an identity except for being from their neighborhoods. That's the extent of their neighborhoods. There was no Black Power movement. No, it was a neighborhood movement, and people didn't care. They didn't care that you were black, right, or African American. They just cared where you from. Okay, so you from Bronxdale. Okay, you from Bronxdale. Here's the rules when you come over here up top in Castle Hill. Here's the rules when you come to Bronx River. Right. Here's the rules. Right. That's how we lived. Right. Who you with, and then we decide if you got a pass.
What
Otherwise,
years is this? Pardon me for cutting you off. What years is this?
this is from um, um, what I realized from when roughly from my time period from 74 on.
So, and I think that's pretty much when from my research. And again, this is this is the audio visual, you know, receipts here. So it looks like that's when the the uh what's the word, the assimilation began and started to take form, literally. Because again, it is salsa music. If you're growing up with that in your crib, that's totally different than funk music. It's totally different than James Brown. That's all that's being said. Nobody is saying anybody is better than anybody else. Nobody is saying that, right? There's degenerate black folks, there's degenerate other folks from every other whatever, point blank, period. But even to this day, and I heard the point that you made a little bit earlier, um, about it being a tool or maybe even weaponized or whatever. Where hip hop is at right now, it pretty much is a term to sell the degenerate black culture, right? It's a word that took over and it's supposed to define all of black culture. So there is not even a distinction within black culture according to the mass media or even social media in terms of what hip hop is. Love, again, my favorite example to use is Love and Hip Hop is a show on cable that there's nothing hip hop about the show. There's no music, ain't no break dancing, ain't no scratching, ain't no
Okay, I
cutting,
see. So
none of that.
even in the early periods, you had a black uh, liberation component where they talked about, like the Zulus and the black spades. You had that element, but a lot of it in the early days was gangs and criminal activity because we were impoverished. So you're running
Correct.
around with people who don't know an identity, right? So now we
I
go
can't say
back.
that though, brother, not to cut you off, right? But if there's
You
gangs,
cut me
then that
off.
means there's a
So
lot of racial.
identity is not. I'm not talking about race, bro. I don't get that. I'm not. I'm talking about identity. You are from this neighborhood. This is your people's. This is your crew. This is your projects. They repping their projects, or they repping their gang that goes from different projects, right? They're confederations in the Black Spades is confederations in a lot of different places, but they Black Spades. Their identity is either their gang or their projects, right? That's how I grew up in this world, right?
Understood.
So this they may largely now, if you count the heads, they might have been Black American, as you say. I don't, but to me, that didn't mean being Black American. I was being, how can I say, I had plenty fights with Black Americans. It wasn't about them being a Black American, caring about me or anything, just trying to take what I had, right? Or just trying to do you for fun, because or do you for you out of place. So there was no Black love. So in the beginning of this thing that you're talking about, it wasn't about Black love, but it was about people coming from a gang environment and different locations, creating something that unified the Bronx. Because we ain't care nothing about no Brooklyn, we ain't care nothing about no Queens, we ain't care nothing about no other states. We largely cared about our own neighborhoods and the people that we associated with for other different reasons, whether we went to school with them or we was in a gang or there was a gang. So making it Black American, that may be true. Uh, that certainly there may be some truth if you count the heads, and if you want to say that the major factor was Black American music from all other places. That may be true, but the elements were still. If you went to another project, you might get shot, mostly stabbed, cut up,
I
right?
mean,
Batted.
you can get stabbed, cut up in every borough at that time. You know what I'm saying? I get that, and I don't really want to focus on that aspect. All I'm saying is, and if you want to take it there, the face of the success and the failures of hip hop, even to this day, are Black Americans. Period. Like seriously. So
Well,
that's the thing. That's part of
well,
the
that's why
reason.
I'm saying it's a nothing burger. So
No, 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 no. I can't say that because a part of the reason why people are even having debates about this is because people are fixated on the quote unquote success hip hop has become because it generates so much music and it's the feature center point of pop culture now.
we weren't discussing this stuff until largely the FBA.
I
The
wouldn't say
FBA.
that. I wouldn't say that. And the thing is
I don't
that
care. I don't want to argue with you with my platform. Um, but I
I
don't.
mean, I'm not trying to argue, brother. Like I'm really I'm not trying to, you know
You
what I'm
have a
saying?
point
Again,
of view, but you have okay. So let's say we can agree to disagree, right? But this is the difference between both of you dudes, good brothers. I come from a project. I lived this. I lived being in the project for close to 36, 7 years, right? I lived there. I'm trying to tell you an authentic view of me living there, right? I got a name in my project, right? how can I say? I just didn't. I listen. I had to come up from the ground up. I lived there, and then I went to other projects. Now you're visitors. You got a point of view, right? But you're visitors.
Yo, all I'm saying is, and I didn't.
Why are you laughing?
No,
Why you
because
la-
this
Did
the
you have an
thing.
address?
This the thing. This the thing. This the thing. The thing is that I'm not even coming from a know-it-all perspective or nothing. The only reason why I came up, right, was
Yeah.
because based upon research and you could and people connecting dots, right? If you want to, again, like the mighty Hebrew said, if you're going to start from the roots of a tree, you can get an inception point that makes total sense. That was well documented, right? That's one. Two, right? And again, I didn't come here to be argumentative. I'm definitely appreciative that you allowed me to come on here. And it's actually points that we both discussed that I think we agree upon. And I'm definitely not trying to discount your experience within hip hop because it's similar to mine, whether I grew up in a project in the Bronx or not. So all I'm saying is, right? Forget that hip hop is popular. Forget that it's a success. It is, unfortunately, what it kind of started from violence, poverty, aggression, and rebellion. And when it gets out of hand, like pretty much the way it is now, or what it has become, then it becomes only a tool or a weapon. It's a tool to sell things and to influence, and it's used to influence people into doing degenerate behavior that unfortunately, even though we created the culture from the beginning, right? What it morphed into and what it started from within inner cities in America was from rebelliousness, aggression, violence, this, that, and the third. And it still is that. So I don't get lost in how popular hip hop became and where it started from and all this and that and the third. Because yes, look where it is. It went through many phases of it being beneficial at one point. And then for the most part, from the mid 90s on, it's been about materialism and degeneracy. I think we all can agree upon that. But all I'm saying is that what I tried to bring to the table by you allowing me to build today was the accounts of whomever we consider a pioneer, saying the inception points and be able to connect the dots from the beginning, from the roots on. And whether it's Grandmaster Flash stating his experiences, whether it's Charlie Chase, whether it's Whip a Whip, whether it's, Ruby D, whether it's Bam, whether it's Jazzy J, people's names, those names, they all start to connect at one area. And the inception point is what it is. When you start hearing the playlists of what these DJs played and what they didn't play and what the crowd was reacting to, it speaks for itself. I'm only going by the accounts of the pioneers from what they said out of their mouths, either in audio, video, or print. These are not just my theories, and I would never discount your personal experience within the culture because it is yours, and I definitely respect you, right? And your experiences are kind of similar to mine. So again, this is out of objectivity, you know what I'm saying? But the research and the receipts point to Bronxdale. It points to it being specifically a Black American culture. And if I'm saying it's a Black American culture, that does not mean that it's better than anybody else's. What it does mean is that primarily when it comes to the entertainment arts or the music globally, people seem to gravitate towards Black American music and culture. I'm not saying is right, is wrong, but that's what the evidence has put before us for God knows how long. So that's all I'm saying. For better or for worse, the receipts show that. Brother Reggie, I appreciate you. No disrespect intended. Salute DJ FaZe. Salute Mighty Hebrew. Salute Sarnetta. Peace, y'all.
My brother. Well, that's the beautiful thing about culture and different lenses and uh, what happened to Mighty Hebrew. I didn't definitely want to make the Most High upset. I, but me and you, we've kind of bumped heads a couple of times, Mighty Hebrew, on your history is of it is impeccable. here's the funny thing is, you still there, Mighty Hebrew? Mighty Hebrew, you still there? Okay, Mighty Hebrew is not here for whatever reason, so he might have to go on. So anyway, I'm gonna put my Cash App in. I do got to get some sleep in a minute. Uh, I'm gonna let Meta on for a few seconds before I close out. It is 3:12 in the morning. There are different lenses on this thing, hip hop. I do agree with the Most High. It's just become a money grab, and we respect the pioneers. Um, but with all the money made, uh, hip hop from the Bronx was co-opted. It was co-opted into something else. The European got his hands on it, right? It got diddied, right? Um, wow. And it's not. It's for the people who need to make money
I'm
off of it.
I'm here, Reggie. I'm here.
Oh, great. So for the people who made money on it, salute. A lot of people didn't make money off of it because the Europeans found that it was successful and did a money grab. And so a lot of the great pioneers, they have a great name and great history, but they didn't make the money. Uh, People like Bam was able to break out and into the major society. Uh,
Right.
but and then it made some money for his people, but there was a lot of degenerate stuff going on,
Mm-hmm.
which I
Mm-hmm.
knew about. I know Ron Savage. I went to school with Ron Savage, second and third grade, right? Um, like so, I know all the stories. I met Bam. I must have been 15 years old, right? Met Bam. Bam was good and bad. Uh, if you let him, if you didn't, but we were poor and people made poor decisions. But listen, in Lafayette Projects, I got jumped. Me and my friend Paulo and the Zulu Nation going to try to take our bikes. Stupid us, we see a crowd of people and we go. We don't realize the Zulus are camping out in Lafayette Projects, and we got held, grabbed. But when we got grabbed, it was in front of Bam, and then I said, yo, Bam. I said, Bam. I said, yo, this pellet, man, this Baldy brother, Baldy little brother, right? And I said, what's going on, man? I mean, and Bam told him, says, yo, y'all Baldy people? He said, yeah, because Baldy was a special. He was an in town, out of town type of goon. I see you, Harwin. And then Bam was like, yo, let them dudes go, man. Right? We over here doing something, man.
Right.
What got to your projects, man? What are you doing here? Right? So Bam saved my but some of this stuff. Ron Savage, I told Ron all the time, man. Hey yo, Ron, you put yourself in that situation, man. You know Bam was a party dude. You know they was doing freaky deaky. You know, I mean, we told you not to go to that project. But you did that, and then what happened to you is what happened to you, bro. Like you, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, right? But then I'm gonna tell y'all straight, and I'll let Harwin and Meta in, right? I'm gonna tell you straight, right? People that went to my projects, the Bronx River, met Bam, they literally said out of their mouth, this is how degenerate and crazy and poor we were. Yo, Bam gonna take me shopping and he gonna give me head, right? I say it like that. I'm a
Mm, mm,
right, and they were going
mm.
for that. And so now, when it's all said and done, everybody's mad at Bam, but they would come back to our projects and be and would have shopped at Hosiery and Jew Man. Bam was the first person to take a dude out shopping before you hear
Mm.
about the city stuff. So there's Harwin
Sheesh.
and there's Meta. And you know what? People in my projects were celebrating that. They was like, yo, Friday night, yo, I'm gonna see Bam, yo, right? By the morning, man,
Right.
Bam gonna take me shopping, man. I'm gonna come back to the block with new sneakers, some leads from Hosiery, some sweatsuits, and then years later, some of them are crying that what Bam did to them. And
Right,
everybody,
right.
I'm not listening to none of that stuff. And they can't talk to me. They can't come back over here and like doing the what do you call it, the conference with Ron Savage.
With Ron Savage,
He
yes,
sits
yes, yes.
right next to Ron Savage in the back, and I whispered in his ear. I said, "Yo, Ron, why you doing this, man? Why do you?"
You know, he recanted his statement recently and basically saying it was all a lie.
Well, it wasn't all a lie, but what it is that
That's
uh,
what he trying to say.
I know Ron said my other girlfriend was cousins with his cousins, Lena and Diane, right? And
Mm.
my girlfriend at the time, Rose, right? We uh, so I know Ron, I know his family, I know all that. But anyway, Harwin is here. Hey yo, what you did today, man, nothing for nothing. Mighty Hebrew was legendary. Just legendary. I mean, you gave us a satellite picture. I don't knock
Absolutely.
your views. I just my whole thing is what can I say, bro? I mean,
And shout out to DJ FaZe, man. Shout out to he watching, man. He watching in the cut.
well,
He's like,
DJ Freeze is who he is. He's a super legend,
yeah,
man.
he just hit me up. He said, I'm proud, saying he proud of me giving
Oh
out
yeah,
that history.
he should. He should be. It's just that we get into these things about mm, identity and culture and race and but people like DJ Faze and Breakout Jazzy J and my brother, my big brother Trey D, right from Castle Hill and Just Ice and these are
Shout
the
out to Trey D. Shout out to Trey D.
hopefully I'm gonna see him. He went last time I seen him was at May 19th at the pilgrimage to Malcolm's grave. Uh but
Make
but
sure you go, Reg. Get some footage. Go to the event and bring some of the footage back.
man,
Because I'm in Africa right now. If I was in Philly, I'd shoot over to Bronxdale real quick.
Man,
But I'm in Africa right now.
I might have to put on a vest, bro. I can't.
Oh, come.
I'm gonna have to dust off my vest, man. I know
Hey,
the black
man.
space gonna
No
hold it
man's
down.
land.
It's just the young dudes, man. They are stupid, right? So they don't
Yeah.
appreciate all of this stuff, man. Huh?
You
We
be all
all
right. You be with FaZe and Guru and all them from the black. But you
nah,
good.
they up front. I'm coming in on the back and the side. I don't know enough
Oh man.
them directly to be parlaying with the great legendary DJ Faze. Uh I don't. I do have footage of me having a conversation with him, but you know, look, he busy tomorrow, man. I mean, he running the whole thing like he putting the Bronx back on the map. And we not in Yankee Stadium, yo. He's doing this from the bottom, right? To celebrating a lost legacy in a lost project. Ha! Yo, he busy, man. Huh? I see him on YouTube or something like that. We shot. But I'm not a hip hop person. I'm not a rap person. I'm a dude, a street dude from former street dude from Castle Hill Projects. Like music was beautiful, but they put their lives on the stuff. Me, I came and go.
Yo, brother Reggie.
Yeah.
I want to give you a special greeting in Swahili to one of the sisters here. Go ahead and say
And I got
something to
Harwin
the
and Meta
people.
on, and I
Okay,
don't want to lose
go ahead
them.
and speak some Swahili to the people. Say hello, good morning, Will. Go ahead.
Hello, zasubuhi mabibi na mabwana.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Zasubuhi too. Say zasubuhi.
She's saying for you to say it, Reggie.
Zasubuhi. Say.
Hey, listen, I've been bastardized. I've been bastardized in America. I am
Yeah,
not.
I had to put y'all right on the spot.
Sasa cool.
Well, go ahead. What you say, brother? What you say, Williams?
Man, I was trying to repeat what she said.
Go ahead. Say some more stuff. So, go ahead, brother.
I said good morning everybody. So Zasubu everybody. So it says Zasubu too. Say Zasubu.
Sasakui.
I knew that would get y'all going. But go ahead, y'all.
Hey, brother Hebrew, man.
What about us to her? Hey, yo, Shorty, how you doing?
Hey,
it sound like brother Williams. You got to turn down your It's like the other sound coming in. Maybe your YouTube. You got to
Yeah, you got your YouTube up. You hype. But if I was talking to her, say, yo, Shorty, what's up, man? How you doing, man?
Right? Say that one more time, Dr. Reggie. If you was talking to her, what you would say? Go ahead.
Hey, Shorty, where you from?
Now, he said, where you from? So tell me.
Hey, no, I said, hey, Shorty.
Like, what part of Tanzania, where you from? Go ahead.
Moshi.
I'm Moshi.
Yeah, I'm Moshi.
She's saying she from Moshi.
No, she said I'm Moshi. She ain't say she's
right.
from.
No, but that's what she mean. She mean when she say I'm from she's saying she from Moshi. Got English.
I got that. And, yeah, we got that. And says, yo, Shorty, so what's going on? Where you shake out at?
She's saying where you shake out at. He talking Black American.
I don't know what you mean.
She said she don't know. No, you tell him. I ain't gotta tell him. You tell him.
I don't know.
I'm gonna let Harlan talk to her. Y'all talk to her.
Hey, Mighty Hebrew.
Yes, sir.
You know, yes, sir. Hey, bro. You know, out of like, I respect you for the work that you put in for the community and for, you know, Israelites. Well, and you really doing the work and you coming back with information, you know, and I respect you because it's not only that you just showing up every time on the drop of a dime, you know. And I've mixed your name up with Gorilla Hebrew, but I was meant to say Mighty Hebrew, you know. And that's just, it's powerful what you're doing. And I want to congratulate you, and I'll just give you honor and respect and keep going forward for what you're doing, man. You know, and that's from the bottom of my heart, dog.
Man, I'm
straight
honored,
up.
humble to the Rabbah. I love all y'all house of consciousness. Y'all, the Elder Shah. Yeah, I think you got to mute. Yeah, you got to mute. I want to give a shout out to Elder Sarnetta. You know, Sarnetta don't want to give me the name.
Before you go, Harwin, my good brother Harwin is here.
No, I'm not going to leave yet. I want to hear Harwin. You know, Harwin always dropping some knowledge. So I'm here. I'm listening.
Yo, what's good, yo?
Okay.
What's up, brother?
Take it away.
Hey, I didn't come in until like recently, so I heard Brother Reggie say that hip hop was co-opted by the white folks. I agree, but then you gave Mighty Hebrew some props, like he gave like a presentation on some history of hip hop. So Mighty Hebrew, can give me like a synopsis of what you said?
Oh my goodness, let me lay down for this. Go ahead, Mighty Hebrew. I'm gonna lay down for this. Yo, he's on Wikipedia.
I got a view on it, and I don't want to say until I hear what you just a little. I know you ain't got time probably to say everything.
I give a 5 minute. I give you a 5 minute synopsis because it's a long. This is what I'm saying. I'm saying that the creation of hip hop came from Black Americans roughly between 1970, 1971 in the southeast section of the Bronx by the way of the late DJ Disco King Mario and the Black Spades, mainly the Baby Spades with DJ Faze, who was Little Booby at the time, Young Black Jack, Green Eye Genie, also known as Green Eye Stan, and it morphed into different projects throughout the Bronx, and then it went to different boroughs and then all over the country. the 5 elements of hip hop originated from down south, and it pushed, but it became codified in the southeast section of the Bronx. When you start looking at the
When you say down
originals,
south, you mean down south, Southern America, or you talking about somewhere southern New
yes,
York?
no, I'm talking about America, like North
Okay, gotcha.
Carolina, South Carolina. When you
Now
look
we
at the
talking.
late,
Okay, got
now when you talk about the late DJ Disco King Mario, he came from the North Carolina. If you talk about toasting, original toasting, we talking about Jocko the Bear Henderson. This is all down south. You know, you talking about the Dozens. You know, you talking Jive Talk. You talking about Cab Calloway. When you look at the black exploitative movies, you clearly see this is a black American culture. When you look at the contributors of hip hop, like Puerto Ricans such as Ruby D, you talking about Charlie Chase, you talking about, you know, Whipper Whip, you talking about TBB, which is all these different people. They clearly said that hip hop started from black Americans and they contributed to hip hop. If you talking about Crazy Legs from Rocksteady Crew, he said that original B-boy was a Moreno style. The early B-boys that we see, the very first B-boys we see is black Americans such as Trixie, A1 Star Child Salsa, James Bond, Dancing Doug. The list goes on and on and on. You know what I'm saying? The Nigga Twins, which is the legendary twins. So we don't subscribe at the Culture 1971 and Scoreboard Keepers. We don't subscribe that hip hop founding fathers was African Bambaataa, DJ Kool Herc, and Grandmaster Flash. No, we're saying that they're the second waves of DJs. The first wave of DJs was DJ John Brown, DJ Disco King Mario, them type of cats, DJ Cool D, the mixologist Tyrone, and DJ Tex Hollywood. You know what I mean? These are the first pioneers of hip hop that you see coming outside to and creating the jams, because before it was called hip hop, it was just the jams. Cats was, you know, in Bronxdale Projects, 123rd. You got to remember DJ Disco King Mario, he wore a bunch of hats. So he was a DJ promoter. He was a DJ. He's the one, if it wasn't for DJ Disco King Mario, cats wouldn't even been able to deal with hip hop, because just as Brother Reggie said, there was places that you just couldn't go. And because at that time, the black space was so powerful that they controlled all that stuff. So, you know, you had DJ Disco King Mario. He was the one that gave the door opening for these people like Jazzy J, you know, Busy B, DJ Kid Capri, Paradise from X-Clan, and a host of others. And like one brother said, the origin through the drum, who created the drum. I mean, we hear all that, but at the end of the day, we got to get out of this mind state that hip hop came from Africa. Hip hop came from, no. Hip hop came from black Americans from Bronxdale Projects, southeast section of the Bronx, particularly the black spade culture, the gang culture. But the elements of hip hop, or these 5 elements, came from down south. These elements always existed amongst our people. If you want to call us foundational black Americans, African Americans, it is a black American culture. Yes, Puerto Ricans contributed to hip hop. Yes, Jamaicans contributed to hip hop, but they did not create hip hop. It's black American all day. Hallelujah.
All right, so real quick before I respond, what's the five aspects of hip hop? Real quick for me.
The 5 elements of hip hop is DJing, breakdancing, which is inclusive of pop locking, knowledge, rapping, graffiti. That's the 5 elements of hip hop. Even though there's even more elements.
Yeah, there's more, but I agree with them. I agree with them
arts, stuff like that. But
I agree with them cornerstone 5 right there, though.
Yeah, I want to remind people, least I forget, shout out to Killer Priest. Me and Killer Priest, we working on a duet album together, you know what I mean, called Macabre Light. So we working on that album. So boom, put that right there, put that out there. So absolutely, you know, I'm here to say hip hop started from the foundational black. And this is not the thing that I'm just talking about Brother Reggie will tell you, I literally interview the founding fathers of hip hop. I know these founding fathers personally. So it's not a thing like I'm just talking. If you go to the scoreboard keepers, you'll see I interviewed the last poets. I interviewed, Trixie, A1 Star Child Sasa, Coke La Rock. I interviewed countless originators of hip hop, and they all said it came from Black Americans. Microphone Check that Tariq Nasheed brought out was a response to the lie that hip hop was 50-50, or that it came from Jamaicans and the sound culture and all that came from Jamaica. All that stuff is lies. All that stuff is lies. When you actually study the foundation of hip hop and you go to these founding fathers and mothers of hip hop, you will see that the first lady group hip hop was the Mercedes Ladies, foundational Black Americans. When you see the very first MC, Coke La Rock, foundational Black American. The first rapper we see DJ Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? Because the MC and the rapper is two different things. DJ Hollywood, the first DJ out there in the parks. DJ Disco King Mario. Before Mario, there was nobody kicking hip hop. Who was before Mario? None of them. So Mario is the king. Mario is the godfather. Mario is the one that brought hip hop, to the forefront. And it was Herc who was going over there to Bronxdale because he was from the West Bronx, right? And from Cedric Ave, and his sister was messing around with one of them black spades over there in Bronxdale, and she used to take her over there to Bronxdale. Bambaataa used to carry DJ Disco King Mario's crates. Bambaataa is Mario's young bull. Everybody, the key is Mario. Yeah, this is 1970, 1971. But the first jam that we see Mario doing is August 1969. He is the key to all of this. And it's crazy that people try to bury Mario, because you got to remember Mario died young. He died in 1994. So when he died, there was nobody to keep his legacy alive but certain people. DJ Disco King Mario's daughter, who I know personally, Mina. Shout out to Princess Mina. The cats from Bronxdale. So everybody start looking at the South Bronx because of KRS-One. When KRS-One came out with that hip hop temple and all that, and he was a band fanatic, he is the one that pushed that South Bronx thing. Then he recanted his statement and said, no, it really didn't start in the South Bronx. It started with the West Bronx. Why? Because then they tried to push that Herc thing. And I asked anybody before Herc Party, which was really an idea from Herc's mother, because Herc's mother needed school clothes for Herc and Herc's sister. So that party at Cedric Avenue was only to raise up funds for them to go back to school. And that flyer that they made that night, it's a fake. It's a fake flyer. That flyer that they tried to make, that 1973 flyer, that wasn't even no real flyer. That was a flyer that they made up. I'm saying that Bronxdale is the Roman Empire. Bronxdale is the one that started hip hop. Prior to Bronxdale, there's no hip hop. There's no and to even make my point stronger, if the Black Spades is lying, why isn't there any other gangs in New York contesting with the Black Spades? You don't hear the Savage Nomad saying nothing. You don't hear the Savage Skulls saying nothing. You don't hear the Black Pearls. You don't hear the Silver Skulls. You don't hear none of these gangs protesting against what the Black Spades say. You want to know why? Because hip hop started in Bronxdale. Hallelujah.
All right, so look, Mighty Hebrew P, I agree that it come from the South. I agree that the Bronx, especially the Black Spades, come before Herc. Like you dropping gems. This, and I agree with the 5 aspects of it. But this is where I got a little pushback. But I don't think you might fully. I don't even know if you would disagree. I'm gonna say it. I think that James Brown said that they all got that from him in the '60s, and he said it in the interview.
Correct. He's the godfather of hip hop, James Brown.
Okay, so that's all right. Bet. I don't got nothing else.
100%. And I'm saying this live and direct in front of everybody.
Okay,
if he
bet.
can come up with the cash money, hold on. If he can come up with the cash money, this for you, Dr. Derek Cologne, with your lying ass, running around with this fake Latin breakdown, lying, talking about y'all was right there helping us create hip hop. You ain't gonna come in somebody's house and watch my wife cook a Sunday meal that we've been doing since the times of slavery, and just because you contributed by eating some of the food, you ain't create nothing. So we can go. I debate you live and direct on Black News 102. I'm calling you out, right, Dr. Derek Cologne, and you talk about that Latin breakdown. James Brown ain't used no Latin breakdown. You don't know nothing about the one. It ain't had nothing to do with no Latin breakdown.
James Brown created his own form of composition. Man.
Stop
playing. Stop playing. I don't know who you talking to right now, Mighty Hebrew, but I know you ain't talking about James Brown.
Listen, Dr. Derek Cologne is the same one that Aunt West interviewed. Listen, Dr. Derek Cologne is the same one that Aunt West and Dr. Maya interviewed, and I tried to get up on that live to sever that dude here, and for some reason they wouldn't let me get on the live, even though I already openly debated him before on Scoreboard Keepers, and I destroyed him. DJ Faze destroyed them. We're not saying that Puerto Ricans didn't contribute to hip hop. Y'all did not create breakdancing. First B-boys were Black Americans. We got Grandmaster Flash, who actually got his name from Grandmaster Flowers. Grandmaster Flash said it out of his own mouth on Drink Champs. He said that the first B-boys were Black Americans. Then he started naming them B-boys, right? DJ Kool Herc told you the same thing. He said when he came from Jamaica, he was dressed up like a hick, wearing on cowboy boots. This is what he said out of his own mouth. He said this stuff out of his own mouth, man. And I'm talking to you, Dr. Derek Cologne, because you've been behind the scene talking trash about me and my scholarship and talking about the ref Scoreboard Keepers. I'm telling you, the only ones that's kicking the real truth of the origin of hip hop is the coach in 1971 and Scoreboard Keepers. That is a fact. Everybody else is talking about hip hop later times. Later time. We went to listen.
That's what they're doing tomorrow. That's what they're doing tomorrow.
That's what we doing tomorrow.
I'm with you, Mighty Hebrew. Then listen. This is my thing. People say rap when they say the Bronx created rap. I be arguing with my New York brothers all the time. I'm like, bro, no, they didn't. But what you're saying,
I'm saying. So it'll be clear. The hip hop is. I'm about to step on some toes. Watch this. Hip hop is really a dance. Hip hop, don't stop. Bebop, hip hop. Don't stop, because you moving from the hip, you bopping from the hip, because they was trying to figure out what they was going to call this genre. This is what Bambaataa is saying. They was going to call it the get down, or they had different names. But hip hop was originally a name of a dance, and then later on they just named it hip hop, but it was all called the jams. I want to openly challenge this man on the origin of hip hop. And again, I'm not saying that Puerto Ricans didn't contribute to hip hop.
They contributed, but they came after.
They came after. Because
they came way after. Even breakdancing come from the breaks. The breaks is nothing but a sample. You taking some
that's a fact.
James Brown music, and so the dance came from a break in the music, and hip hop was a dance. That did not come from no Puerto Rican or no Jamaican. That came from a Geechee. He from the South. He not from now New York. New York pioneered hip hop up in the Bronx for sure. But when you come about the Godfather, man, James Brown came up with his own way of composition. When they read his music sheets, it looked like nothing ever seen before. Like, stop playing.
That's a fact. That's a fact. And to this day, it was like that's deep. That's deep.
The drum line. The drum lines in the school from James Brown. That's what.
Not even just the music though. If we want to talk about the ad libs, the Let the Brother Rap that came out he made it in the 1960s. It came out in 70.
The snap counts,
The,
the snap count,
the
and
brother,
the snare
you gonna have to mute
and
your
the
mic.
boom.
Like when this brother talk, we mute the mic because he got like an echo in his back. So when he
Oh,
talk,
shoot.
and there, no, you finish saying what you saying. We all gonna mute while you talk, and then when other people talk, then you mute because there's an echo. But go ahead.
All right, James Brown with the snares and the drum line. He have the most sample. That's why he's the godfather, you know, and the snap counts. That's where that's where you get the bars from. When we get to say, man, spit some bars. It's the snap count of the drum line from James Brown. So when we get to talking about hip hop, it goes further back, and I'm listening to you, and you put me on game, and it's nice to know that. But James Brown is the godfather for a reason. And I'm mute my mic.
So not even just that, bro. The when you listen to Let the Brother Rap, he's literally rapping in the form of bars already. When you listen to him cueing the music, when you listen to his ad libs, he's doing the ad libs. Hit on the one. Every aspect of hip hop, James Brown was doing already.
Everything is on the one. Everything that's, and it was so deep. And then after I speak, I'm gonna go ahead and let Dr. Reggie, because he's bringing something in. But everything is on the one, like a religion. It was like a religion because I watched the documentary on it. And he created this one, which was on the good foot and all that. And when he created that, you understand what I'm saying? It became a religion and the foundation for funk musicians even to this day.
Facts.
Hip hop.
So James Brown created 2 hours of music.
I'm gonna say this last thing, give it back to you, and then give it to Dr. Reggie. I am saying this is very simple to understand. If you understand the civil rights movement, if you understand the Black Power movement, the atmosphere that was going on at the time, and you understand gang culture, whether it's in Philly, New York, whatever, you understand gang culture in New York. The buildings was burning down. You had these wicked landlords burning down the houses and the apartments or the projects for insurance money. It's a lot going on. And out of it, you get a revolutionary youth-oriented movement called the Black Spades, because it was so much racial tension going on in the Bronx at the time. You had the Italians racially hurting Black people. You had the Puerto Ricans at this time in the 60s hurting Black people. This is what Guru said out of his own mouth, from the founder of the Black Spades. So he created the Black Spades, pioneering after the Nation of Islam, you know, the Shrine of the Black Madonna, and just revolutionary organizations. And he created the Black Spades. And later, when Monk took over the Black Spades, it went into another negative direction. But originally, the Black Spades was positive. And out of the Black Spades, you had the Baby Spades. They are the creators of hip hop. Them right there, them Baby Spades, Booby, which is DJ Faze, which Green Eye Genie, Young Black Jack, all them people of the Baby Spades and the Young Spades, and they having they ties to down south. Them people is the ones that created hip hop, and then it spread it all over. But I pass it back to you, Herway, and then go ahead. I think the brother.
Can I say this real quick? Can I say this real quick?
Hold on, Reggie want to say something.
Okay, better real quick. And then I listen, it's 3:46 in the morning. I got some comments from DJ Faze, who is bringing hip hop back to the Bronx. I hope he's getting some sleep, but I got some listen, we had a big discussion, right? So I was gonna play it, but we got into our conversation. But go ahead, Meta, what's up, man? And let me play this, and then for about 15 minutes, and then
See, within hours,
I just wanted to say, Gorilla who were on point. James Brown created 2 genres of
No,
music.
Mighty Hebrew,
Oh, my
not
bad,
Gorilla
my
Hebrew.
bad, bro. Man, he can't be saying that same thing. My fault. The brother Mighty Hebrew. My fault, brother. Is on point.
Mighty.
And
Right.
James Brown invented 2 genres of music, and can't nobody else stay claim to maybe even more than one, dog.
That's what I said. That's where the bars come from. But if we break every genre down, you know, our people who we
Okay.
call
So good.
Can you hear me?
I'm gonna stop this shit. Yeah, but I'm getting ready to do something else. Come on, share screen. Tire screen.
Okay, our genre, of music, right? See, as far as us, however you want to call it, Black American, African Americans, whatever, we created some of the most profound music. We created country. We abandoned it. We had created rock and roll. We abandoned it. We created R&B. We still in it. We created hip hop.
Okay, so that's a fact. Okay, you don't get it.
So what I'm what I'm saying is that out of all the genre of music, I would say personally, well, we can with soul music and all that, R&B and hip hop is our most profound vibration of music. But then it's easy for them to take it and turn it around and use it as a weapon against us.
Okay, so wait. So I'm a mute. I'm not purposely. It's late at night. I got a few other things that I want to try. Okay, so here you go. So I don't know where you were, Mighty Hebrew. Almost made a mistake, Mighty Hebrew. But we was Mr. FBA at the time, Naheem, Lord Abba. We were having a big discussion with him, and I brought on some with Brother Morpheus. I brought on Leslie.
I was on this show with you, right, Reg?
Right, and
I was with you on this show, right? Was I on this show with you?
No, I don't think so. No.
Okay,
no.
okay.
It was you might have come on for a few minutes, but let me just walk through. Let me just walk through this, right? So give me a second. My computer's spinning. Wait,
Mighty Hebrew, check the back check.
We're working with the Bronx. It's coming up. All right, let me play a little bit of this. Okay.
What are they? What are their position?
Give a shout out to Dr. Reggie.
It wasn't whatever it was a Bronx. But see, they don't know that. They couldn't walk in the streets, right? And infested Bronx. So let me you guys know who you are, right? Anybody in this? Put up here. Where is that?
That look like.
Where is that?
Is that Jazzy right there? Is that Jazzy?
That's Jazzy J.
I think so. Let me go get. Who these people? Anybody know these people right here?
Yeah.
Yeah, we know all of them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All these fake pop heads. Anybody know those people right there? Huh? Right?
Absolutely.
What about these people right here? They all look they foundational people
Pioneers.
right here.
They pioneers, son.
Yeah, they pioneers. Anybody know these people?
Uh-huh.
Oh, the original pioneers.
Anybody know this? What about this?
Yep.
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 Right? What about who the Herculoids?
The Herculoids. I know who that was.
Yeah, hold on. That's right there.
Nigga, my brother right there with the afro.
That's right. That's right.
That's right. This is the Imperial JC right here. That's CC's brother. So
right.
CC and JC, and that's was part of the Herculoids.
That's right.
And it starts here.
The original.
The original. That's CC right there.
You talking about Ogden Avenue and University, Cedar Park, Cedric Avenue. You're talking about history right there. The roots of hip hop.
But you saying CC, this your brother right here.
Yes.
CC, you saying this your brother right here, right?
Yes.
Right? So all you fakes that was on the other day, right? I'm showing you the real pioneers, the flesh and blood, the real blood, the royal blood, the blue. They're not the only ones, but I'm just doing a show. So
Dr. Reggie said the blue bloods. Get him, Reg.
I got a phone call, but let me just do this. Let me play.
When people say that he was a disco DJ, but music didn't have no categories.
Right.
If the music was good, because you could play a disco song and it got a break beat.
Definitely.
You could play a rock song and it got a break beat. So there wasn't even to Latino music, like the Mexican.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
So argue with a few old school dudes, and they argue with me online and in live about PDJ Jones, and I'm saying,
wait 1 second.
So I asked the person, how old are you?
Okay.
He said, I'm 40-something. I said, you wouldn't even know PDJ Jones.
Yeah, he wouldn't have a clue.
Your age says that you wasn't here.
Wait 1 second.
Uh-huh.
All right, 1 second.
That's why I said all the genre of music.
Mute. Dr. Reggie, press mute for a minute. Now, I just wanted to say, no, go ahead. You were saying something. I'm sorry, bro.
That's what I said. The genre of music that we all our people created, from rock and roll, country, to R&B, soul, rap. See, hip hop is all of that. Cause I was wondering, like, how come we never took a stand on, okay, we created country music. We created rock and roll. We never took a stand on it.
Wait, hold on. Wait. I understand y'all want to talk. I was going to show some footage. I have another friend of mine that's on the phone, right? And I got that. But I'm showing you the goddamn Bronx, right? I'm showing you footage of people, not the only ones, right? I say blue blood, but there's a lot of the people that you're talking about is the blue blood. But anyway, I got a friend of mine, Troy, and he want to say something, and hopefully y'all can hear him. I don't. My phone is not loud. Yo, Troy, what you want to say?
Okay, what I wanted to say was, on that flyer, James Brown should be the only person on that flyer, because the fact is, George Clinton was with funkadelic. It was psychedelic rock. Where Boosie came, Boosie Collins and his brother, and the drummer Frank Waddy. When they came from James Brown and brought the one to George Clinton.
That's a fact.
So
that's a fact.
That's
what
a
I'm
fact.
saying is, so what I'm saying is, George is cool, hey, but the beginning is James Brown, and you can't forget the original Kool in the Gang from New Jersey. That's all I got to say.
No, Troy, you correct. The reason why I don't really want to give the internal reason, but there was an internal issue that took place. So for geopolitical reasons, you know, DJ Faze, he put Clinton there, George Clinton there, and you're correct that James Brown did introduce the one to Bootsy Collins. We just did a show on Scoreboard Keepers last week. The ref broke all that down. That's absolutely true. And we know that the Godfather is, in fact, James Brown. But that was put there for certain reasons that I'm not privileged to say online because it was something internal. It was a Bronx style thing. And me being from Philly, I really don't want to get into geopolitics on that live. But what I will say is DJ Faze, his starting point is three people. Is James Brown, Pig Meat Marham, and the Jubilaires with the Noah song. So
absolutely.
So I just wanted to make that clear that DJ Faze is not saying that Parliament Funkadelic had anything to do with hip hop. That is acid psychedelic rock. We agree with you.
So now let me play the rest of my video. This gonna continue, but let me play some parts because I got DJ Faze talking, right? So DJ Faze is gonna come in, definitely gonna correct me, right? And we gonna argue a little bit, right? So can I play my video, y'all?
Yeah, and thanks, Brother Reggie, and big ups to you, Mighty Hebrew.
Okay, so he got that. Now I'm playing the rest of my video. Bye, Troy. Okay, so y'all can comment while this stuff is going on, but I gotta do what I gotta do.
Yeah, Mighty Hebrew, check the back chat, bro.
There were certain places I couldn't go when the Hollywood and Eddie Chiba and them was at the Hotel Diplomat.
That's right.
Yeah.
All we could do was be outside, sneak out the house and be outside. We only can hear these dudes, but never saw them.
Yeah.
I didn't recognize Hollywood until I got in my late 20s.
Wow.
Because we were too young to be in these places. Savoy Manor, oh man, I can name so many different places. The Renaissance.
Okay, so we're gonna.
Okay,
so we're gonna slow it down. We're gonna slow it down a second, right? We're gonna slow it down because you talking in a language that the community needs to understand. They don't understand, and then you're talking to a language that the sucker MCs, right, on YouTube, they don't want the people to hear. They don't want people to hear these names, right? They wanted people to hear themselves. They want to get in front of the camera. So we're gonna slow it down, start talking about the vernacular, start talking about the art, right? That's what we. That's and okay. I don't even hear myself, so let me move on.
Kevy Kev.
There you go.
All of them, man.
So I'm having you reminisce.
Jazzy
J. T-Connect. Who's these? This is the T-Connect. Where the T-Connect at?
That's Gun Hill, by Gun Hill.
Road. Gun Hill Road.
Where the T-Connect at?
Yeah.
Gun Hill Road.
White Plains Road, right?
That's right.
Right? So it says right here, Theodore and his fantastic romantic 5 doing the hit, rapping fresh out of the pack, y'all. In the first Move on.
And less. And where hip hop really got strong at was in High Bridge, which is what? 2 miles, 3 miles from home?
That's right. Matter of fact, out my window, my cousins lived in your project, right? Right there. The High Bridge projects, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Gang banging, drug selling, and all that become foundational black. To me, that sounds like thuggish a little bit to me, like street black. Because
yeah, in them rooms. Because we didn't have like the type of markers that you could go buy at the store. We had the markers that you had to make yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You had to put your own ink in it and your own color.
Uh-huh.
And if the cops see that marker sticking out your back pocket,
right,
he can arrest you.
Wow.
There was a Black Spades, right?
Nah, Savage Skulls.
What gang is
this? Savage Skulls.
Savage Skulls.
Oh yeah, okay, I can see it now. Yep, I see it now. Yep. Now, yeah,
these
okay.
people right
Black
here.
Spades. There they go.
That's right.
There you go. First Division, Black Spades.
Right.
Yo, how dangerous was First Division Black Spades? Huh?
Yo.
How dangerous was First Division?
You had to pay a toll to go through.
Yo, let me tell you, I had a basketball game in Edenwood. I got off White Plains Road. Every block, there's a whole nother set of Black Spades stop me. Where you going? Where you coming from? I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Excuse my language, I'm sorry. I was like, wow, man. Yo, and luckily I knew what to say because it was 5 of us.
Right.
I mean, that's Shawnee.
Because to be honest, most of this equipment back in the days cost a lot of money. And most of us didn't have money like that.
Yo, Sean, I'm sorry for cutting you off. I sent you a flyer. This flyer is from the Superstar 33.
While you talking, share the screen right here. This is what Lester sent me.
Okay.
Cool. All right, get ahead. Because you can talk over this.
Okay, I really can't see it that good.
You could pull it up. You could use your fingers to expand it. That's what I did on my phone.
Oh, okay. Well, let me.
But while y'all doing that, let me jump in here real quick. Peace to the fan. So
what did I say? So he's lying on me, right? For no reason. But I'm gonna let him back on.
Line. The question is, when did it start? You said it wasn't a black thing. It wasn't an African American thing. It wasn't a freedman thing. That's what you're saying. You're saying it's an everybody thing. But the point of the matter is that
Freedman now it's FBA to Freedman, right? Like my whole problem is
oh shucks.
right? Like all of a sudden it's a Freedman? Like when did they know there was Freedman? But let me listen to Sister Riri.
we created it. It started with us. It started with the Black Spades. It started with Disco King Mario. It started with DJ Faze, all of them. Chuck City Crew, and y'all know that. So why would you get on here and say something?
So you saying King Mario was before Herc?
Yes, I am. Herc learned
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah, it was before Herc.
Mighty Hebrew just said that.
Say it right.
Yes.
People the wrong information. We don't play with this.
No, we don't. We don't.
Can I say something real quick, Reggie? Brother Reggie, can I just say one thing? I think a lot of people get in this Herculoid thing confused. Let me clarify this. The Herculoid was actually DJ Kool Herc's music equipment. The Herculoid was his sound system. It was his sound system. And then later on, people incorporated the Herculoid with his B-boys. You know what I mean? But I just wanted to make it clear to the listener audience because they see the Herculoid and they may not know the history behind the Herculoid was Herc sound.
I was just showing it for the history. They explained that.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
so
But the sister is correct. It did start with Chuck City / Mario, like I've been saying, the Black Spades. So she's correct about that. Now the Freedman tip and all that, that's for y'all too. I ain't even going to touch on that.
Okay, yeah, Freedman,
Yeah,
and
I
they
believe
met
that.
him, right? So this was what I was dealing with was the FBAs, right? And in this language, but Riri's on.
There she go.
Are you there to speak?
Ray.
So what my whole point of it is that people.
I don't want to hear myself.
Is that this conversation that we have right now is more applicable to people who was there, like yourself, myself, and everybody who was here.
And who's DJ Faze? Anybody know DJ Faze? Is DJ Faze from the Bronx? Anybody know him?
He's trying to. I think
Yes,
he's trying to
Sister
come down.
Okay, here go DJ Faze.
Number one thing. So you got to know your music genres. Disco did not come out until 75, 76. That's number one.
Well, whatever.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Whatever they used to play in the parties then.
Okay,
Right.
there you go. And see, and that's the start of it right there. Parties. Hip hop did not start in a party inside. It was not an inside thing. It was not created. The people that started hip hop were kids. So there was no inside parties when hip hop started. Hip hop started in the street. It started in the street.
Okay.
The reason why people say, oh, well, his name is Disco King Mario, because when it was created, he wasn't Disco King Mario. He took that name from JJ, the Disco King, that was down with Cool D. Okay? And this is the whole thing. Now, people are talking about 1973. Okay? Number one, that index card that is supposed to be that started the 50th or whatever anniversary is fake. Okay? The people will tell you that's a fake flyer. That's number one. 1520 Cedric, the center, the community center that is in there, cannot even hold more than 50 people.
Okay.
Millions of people talk about how they went to this party. All right. Okay. So that's false. That's all false. Okay. The most important thing is for people to understand is that hip hop didn't start with teenagers. These were pre-teens. Okay.
Right.
So I can listen. Hollywood, I could tell you, I played with Hollywood. Pete DJ Jones, I played with Pete DJ Jones. Flowers, I played with Flowers. Okay, so I know that for the fact, I can tell you every record that started it. Okay, these people that I tell you, you don't see them playing now. You don't see them doing it with now or whatever. It's because by the time it got to the teenagers, it was already we was like at our second generation from by the time it got to the teenagers. So if you can't tell me, if you cannot tell me where and what it was doing in the creation, because a lot of people just don't understand this. If you say it's a party or whatever, then you played in a park. If you tell me you played in a park, where did you get your power from? And then if you tell me, oh, I'm a DJ and I just got it hooked up to the lamp pole, you don't know what it is. You don't know what it is. Well, how did you hook it up to the lamp pole? You had a test plug. A test plug is something from Con Edison and how to test the sewers. So if you can't make a flyer, you cannot make a flyer of something saying you're going to go somewhere if you don't even know there's a test plug there. So there was no flyers in the beginning. No flyers. The flyers came about for an indoor party, a paid indoor
the house parties, right.
Right. So not an outdoor. You couldn't say, yo, we're going to be on this corner on this day. All right.
How do you face?
Huh?
How do you?
I'm old enough. I'm old enough to know.
No. I want to compare our age for a reason.
No, the reason why I'm not going to tell you my age is because of what I'm doing now. I have a book coming out. Okay, I have a book coming out. But all I can tell you is that I was in the spades in 70. Okay, I was a baby in the 70s. All right. And so in 70, 71, 72, there was no spades were under 9 years old, 10 years old, baby spades. Okay. So that'll kind of give you a little rough estimate.
So I'm kind of feeling like I'm older than you then, right?
Even if you are,
Hold on. The reason why I'm saying this, let me tell you something. Like, I was in the streets ever since I was like 12, like that, right? Everywhere, all over. Now, the reason why you might have something when we talk about her, because I'm from Harlem, but I'm born in the Bronx, but I lived in Harlem, right? So now, but we was always in the Bronx, but we was always now.
I'm gonna move around a little bit. So this is.
If I'm not mistaken, Reggie, that the guy that's talking, wasn't he one of the dancers for Cool Herc?
Was Les Love one of the dancers? No, I don't think he was one of the dancers.
That's not. No, that's somebody different. He sound like somebody. No, that ain't him. But what I'm
just move
saying
over.
is, DJ FaZe is absolutely correct. He's absolutely, because it was created by preteens, and them preteens were baby spades, and he was one of them creators. Like when we bring up DJ FaZe, a lot of people don't know that's not even his first DJ name. He has other DJ names before that. But when you actually mention DJ FaZe, you're actually talking about not a pioneer or a contributor. You're actually talking about one of the creators of hip hop. So that has to be like made clear. So we're going to the direct source. That was like,
and I'm playing it. I'm playing it because it gives them an opportunity to see the difference between the different generations. So I'm gonna play a little bit more, and then I'm going to sleep, man. 4:14.
Okay. Now, the reason why I say that was the first jam is because it all before that, it wasn't outside of the projects. Okay, this was the first jam that was outside of the projects. Now, we have been inside the projects. We have been in the carriage rooms, and we have been doing all that, which I'm getting ready to go into. Now, when you say, when did it start? It didn't start with mixing. It didn't start with cutting up the record. It didn't even start with people making rhymes and saying rhymes on the microphone. It didn't start like that. That's not the creation of it. In the creation of it, there was one turntable, and then it became two turntables, but still wasn't no mixer. So you would have to get my book to find out what we use. But the people that say they was there from the creation would know exactly how that was used. They would know where it came from. That it came from a record. All right. The whole hip hop attitude and everything came from a record. And that record was Pig Meat Markham. Okay. And it was Here Comes the Judge. What Here Come the Judge was what we thought as kids. We thought that he was playing the drums and he was snapping over the rhythm. That's
I remember
what
that was Here Come the Judge. Here Come the Judge.
That's what, and so that's the record that started hip hop. Point blank, period.
Okay. Live on Africa Online and Black News 102, late night. The only difference between Les Love and Freddie Jackson and DJ FaZe is where they were as far as that and Sister Riri, where they were as far as proximity to that version of hip hop, right? So the difference is Les Love and Freddie Jackson, they're on the side with Herc, right? That again, the Bronx is very segregated, right? DJ FaZe was from another side with Riri. So the disconnect is all of this is happening in different places, and because they're in different places, everybody has their own story, right? DJ FaZe is closer to Mario, right? Then Freddie Jackson, Les Love, and MC Sean. So so I did this. We argued up and down. I know some of you know where this is, huh? Anybody know where this is? I lost my good brother, right? This is in Harlem. With Prince Shaw, right?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. So this is Harlem. AJ Lester, right? In Harlem.
Facts. Everybody went to AJ Lester's.
Man, it's some real history.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Yeah.
That's why you heard Dr. Reggie say earlier, you want to know about hip hop, go to the Mighty Hebrew.
Hey, when you gave prop to James Brown, that's all I need to hear.
Yeah. What's DJ Faze talking? So let's see what he's saying. Because what he's doing is he's talking to people on the other side, but who were there. All of these people were in hip hop at the same time. Freddie Jackson, Les Love is older than DJ Faze, but DJ Faze is closer to the people, Mario, right? And this your brother Morpheus right here. Morpheus was, how can I say? Morpheus was in hip hop really early. He's on the Flyers, right?
A lot of people don't even know that Morpheus was a part of Force MDs.
Oh yeah, but what he also did is he took the sound from Yonkers, he took the sound to Queens. So Russell Simmons and all of them and stuff like that, they got Morpheus's sound, right? He helped build them up, but people don't know that, right?
Yeah, a lot of people don't know about Morpheus.
No, they don't know about that. So what else am I gonna say about this? What else? Okay, that's I showed that AJ Lester. Everybody knew this dude right here. He was at the front counter. AJ, he dressed hundreds of bonafide hustlers, right? In how can I say? That's Harlem. That's the dope game.
Right. After AJ Lester's, I think Dapper Dan took over.
Yeah. Dapper Dan and
that's correct, Brother Reggie. First
AJ
Lester's, then Dapper Dan.
AJ Lester's was selling. He was an expert. They was experts in European wear, right?
Facts.
Dapper Dan, he was able to look at European brands and make it urban, and then they sued them. And then they sued him, but when they sued him, they started taking his stuff, right?
Yeah, that was crazy. How you sue him and then turn around and start taking his shit?
Right, because he dressed the Harlem drug dealers, right? With bombers, with Louis and Gucci, whatever, Fendi,
and he was designing people. You know, where you would have like the Jeeps, the sidekick Jeeps and all that. And on the back of it where you put your car tire at, he was putting the Gucci joints on there as the covers.
He did the interiors. He did the interior.
Yup.
Yeah, he did interiors. So everybody shopped. Mike Tyson, everybody, drug dealers, entertainers, everybody came to Dapper Dan, right? So I think it's late enough. I got to get up. I do got to get up. I hope y'all enjoyed the show. Mr. Cole came on. They was arguing me up and down. This Law Abba man. What's your thoughts on Law Abba, Mighty Hebrew? Because he's trying to go for the crown. He's trying to go for the crown.
I mean, Law Abba is a good brother of mine. Me and him, we busted up frequently. You know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of points we agree on. As anybody, you know, certain things I disagree, but Lord Alba's a good brother. And I feel like Lord Alba, he really wants to see our people, you know, achieve in life. I watched this metamorphosis over the years. He's grew tremendously, you know, so that's all I would say about Lord Alba. I know y'all two go back and forth. Both of y'all my brothers. So I want to make that clear. And and I'm not picking any sides. But when it comes to hip hop, and when Lord Alba was coming speaking about hip hop, which I heard him speak about, he was 100% factual.
Yeah,
When
well,
that's why he brought DJ Fades. Now I know you got a thing with the FBA, and yes, I am FBA. I am FBA by the way of a lineage. Now, when there's certain pros and cons that I may not agree with, that's true. But FBA being the foundational Black American lineage, yes, I'm that 100%.
Okay,
Do I agree with everything different FBA say? No.
Okay, good. So here, this is the start of it all. So Black Benji, okay, says peace. One of the gang members told him before taking out a lead pipe, another member pulled out a machete. Since an impending fight, a ghetto brother named Playboy took his belt out and swung. Black Benji told his brothers to flee, but as they ran, the gang members with the lead pipe hit him, and other gang members
died.
beat, cut, and stomped them to death. Then there was
That's a fact.
And that gang truce allowed the opening up the Bronx to everybody else.
That was in 1971, whole avenue. That was 1971, whole avenue. That was the whole premise when Black Benji got killed. Matter of fact, DJ Disco King Mario was there, and one of the things they was trying to say is that the Black Spades were the ones that unalived him. You know what I mean? And the Black Spades was like, no, we didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? So they was having a back and forth, but you're absolutely correct. And that was right on time, Brother Reggie, to bring up that whole avenue affair when it came to the death of Black Benji.
Okay, so I gotta get some sleep and I'm gonna try to make it to Bronx Bronx Jail tomorrow. I got no cash apps, but that's okay. But that's okay. I got a chance to deal with the mighty Hebrew. I got to deal with Brother Harwin, Meta, and a good brother, the Most High, and I put some content up there. And the most important thing is that tomorrow, all roads lead to, where is it? All roads lead to the Bronx. I don't care what Harlem is doing. Let me share my screen. I don't care.
Are y'all going to have DJ Faze come on and do an interview soon?
Well, he was on DJ Faze. I don't know if DJ Faze. I don't know if he liked me.
What's up?
But
he like you. He like everybody.
I'm only joking. I think DJ Faze right now is too big for Brother Reggie. I think but at least I'm from the Bronx. See, the difference is a lot of people that's chit-chatting and stuff like that, they not from the Bronx. And see, I'm younger than Morpheus, and I'm definitely younger than DJ Faze, right? So there's a lot of things that I do have to think about. But remember, sometimes it's just a location thing. If I'm in Castle Hill, I don't see everything that's going on. Even Trey D, that's Castle Hill's first MC, right? Well, him and Just Ice, right? It just depends on who we Just Ice mess around with KRS-One, but Just Ice is a legend, right?
Yep. Shout out to Just Ice.
Right, but we don't see the picture from our vantage point. So a lot of people might they might be talking about Lance, the band
Lance.
Yeah,
yep.
But that's because that's where they are connected to. But a lot of people are not old enough to understand King Mario, right?
Facts.
So,
and that was correct what he said about I do got to say this before you go. People hear the name Disco and Mario's name, and they think of disco music. Disco music actually came out in 1975 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Right.
It has to be made clear. There's a difference from the discotheque era versus disco music. Mario got his name Disco from who is known as Disco King. He took that name from him on purpose, saying you ain't no king, and he took that name during the discotheque era. The discotheque era would be like DJ Pete Jones, DJ Grandmaster Flowers, all them. They would be considered the disco tech era. So when they got that name, when he put that name disco in his name, it didn't have anything to do with disco music. It had everything to do with the disco tech. And when the brother said in here, and in Africa, they show a Zulu celebration. They was playing the drums, dancing, and they dress. We can call that hip hop. No, you cannot. I'm on the ground in Africa, and I'm telling y'all, hip hop did not come from Africa. I am telling y'all this because I'm on the ground in Africa. You know how else I know? It's because when they imitate hip hop over here, they're imitating black. They love Tupac over here. That's the number one artist throughout all 17 African countries I've been in. Is you see Tupac this, Tupac that. Hip hop came strictly from the United States. And we gotta stop doing that.
Gotta stop doing that.
We gotta stop making everything from Africa. That is not true. We did have an ethnogenesis. We did. We have to stop this. I'm literally on the ground and I'm looking at this thing from a social anthropological perspective. Hip hop didn't come from Africa.
Well, that's why. Listen, look, they're trying to do these hip hop museums, and a lot of people want the money, and they wanna
That's a
they want to
fact.
be up front, and it's a big
That's a
fight.
fact.
Um, and you do, and the problem is, of course, DJ Faze. He was young enough and now old enough to put a lot of stuff in place. Knows everybody. Uh, who should be
Facts.
the director? DJ Faze should be the director. Uh, he should be the director, and he's doing something tomorrow for
Facts.
free, for free.
Yes,
Like
for
not
free.
Yankee Stadium, not no no. All these people, Jay-Z and all those people he bought up in there, right? You would think that he'd be in the Bronx and he would bring in the legends, right? Nah,
Facts.
nah. They jacking. He made his money. He made enough money to go back and celebrate the originals, but he not doing that. And they might be mad at me for saying that, but it's the truth. He comes into the
It's the
Bronx
truth.
now. He comes into the Bronx, and he don't talk about DJ Mario. He don't talk about any of the stuff that happened in the Bronx, and that's the problem, right?
Facts.
That's
Facts.
a problem. So with that said, hey, I'm gonna take leave. Harwin, man, thanks for hanging out, man.
Thanks for
What you
having me.
Harwin? What you think?
Oh no, thanks for having me, man. Hey, I love hip hop, bro. I love rap.
Oh, I didn't know that. But now I know.
I used to
I'm
rap, Reggie.
And I got albums out too, Reg. I got albums out. You know, Killer Priest brought me out.
man. I mean, salute to your artists. I was I was in the world doing different things. I'll show you. Let me just show you. This is Reg.
Oh, shucks. Show us how you look back in the day, brother Reg. Let's see an old school
No,
picture of you,
I do
man.
have some pictures. I do have
Bro,
pictures.
let me see you with some gazelles on.
I had gazelles, but let me but I did a show. I did a show. Let me just see, where am I? I did a show talking about my beginnings. Um let me just see where this is.
Correct, Phil. That's a correct statement you said,
So
Phil.
when I hear some
Props and
buster
blame.
telling
Yes.
me, some buster telling me, acting like he's tough on YouTube, telling me that I didn't know Brother Reggie was from the hood. We were all, I'm like, what are you talking about, my dude? Like, you don't know who
Oh,
I am.
shucks.
You don't know how I changed, right? But anyway, let me just see. Prequel sex money.
Show
murder.
us, Reg. Show us with some alpinos
No,
on.
No, I'll just show you. I'll show you an interview. Show you an interview. Where here? Prequel sex money murder. Where's it at? Right here. Put it on big screen.
Oh, he talking about sex, money, murder.
Yeah.
They are pulling Reg out the bag.
Yeah. So let me just I gotta share. I think it's okay. So prequel of Sex, Money, and Murder, Cashew Hill Project. How many views I got? I'm a nobody, right? I got 53,000 views. Wait, let me blow this up, right? So let's see. I'm a nobody. So some comedic buster can get up there and say, and act tough, right? Tell the people, disparage my name, right?
The Jabari still mad after that loss. Don't mind them, Reggie.
No, I'm more mad and I'm more capable. So let's
look. Oh, that's you on Baba TV, huh?
Where's the beginning of this? So here go my video. I want the beginning of it. Baba TV did this.
There ain't no sound, Reggie.
Oh, it's no sound? All that time is no sound?
No.
Oh, shoot.
No sound the whole time. We watching, ain't no sound.
Okay, so let me just remove this. Sorry. Oh man, okay. Let's see.
I'm watching. I'm like, is he
okay,
purposely
but that
doing
happens. That happens. One second. No, it's late at night, man. Wait. Let me remove this.
After this, we closing out, man. You got
okay. So good. So thank you. So share my screen. Share screen. I was asked, man. Prequel of Sex, Money, and Murder. Here you go. Share. All right. So here you go. Dad, I'm watching it. I'm listening. I'm thinking that y'all hearing it. Here you go. Right here. Boom.
Let me see. Yada, you don't come up here. Baldy, you don't come up to Castle Hill without the Thomases, all of them. You don't, the Pierces? Yeah. This is Reg. This is a good brother. This is the knowledgeable brother, man. He come up, he help a brother get 7 years reduced on his sentence, man. Anything you want to know, man, I come to him with problems, man. Problems, legal problems, man. He'll help you out, man. It's a very knowledgeable brother. I know him 30 years, man. This is a good brother, man. I know him, man.
30 years? You better walk that back, man. You better walk
we getting old. 40 years. I don't want to tell my age. I'm telling my age. If I know him 40, man, I'm lying about my age, man. I know him 40 years, man. This is a good brother, man. He'll help you out. If you need a problem, anything legally, he'll help you out, man. This brother's very knowledgeable.
I ain't gonna help everybody out. But this is the real dude. This is real family, yo. This dude saved my life a couple of times. Because, you know, one time in these streets right here, you get lucky if you get a one-on, right? If I was out there want to make sure at least I get a 1 on.
That's
and
right.
I don't get banked
You're a
out,
good
right?
brother. You're a good
right?
brother, man.
Right?
Reggie's a good brother, man.
All right, so that's
From the hill. Never ran, never will. Castle Hill, man.
That's where we from. Peace to the fam, peace to the fam. This is your brother Reggie. I'm rolling live with Baba TV. I'm back on my old block where I started from, Castle Hill Projects or Castle Hill Houses. I'm going to do a very, very special. I'm going to do Sex, Money, and Murder to Black Revolution. I'm going to tell you my origins in this neighborhood, the time period in which I lived in, and what changed and what happened to this community. Right here at 575 Castle Hill Avenue, right? Across the street from the center. That's the center. That's the basketball courts. That's the basketball courts. Everything happened. All the big fights. Man, the Yada and the Milkbone fights. Like that was almost every Friday. Yada and Milkbone. Every Friday. Something like that. The Joneses. Man, you got to know the Joneses if you from Castle Hill. You got to know the Ruckers. Who else you got to know? The Jones, the Ruckers. Those family names, they go way, way, way back. Oh, you got to know the Pierces. You got to know the Pierces if you're from Castle Hill. That family go way, way back. You got to know names like Klondike. You got to know names like Rhonda and Silk. You got to know names like Bright. You certainly got to know Baldy, Amor. However you.
Bright was they call him Green Eyes. You know him from a Black Hand of Death, Preacher Crew. Bright. So you gotta know Bright.
The Preacher Crew wasn't no joke. They got documentaries on them.
Yeah, but Bright came from my project. So last time I seen Bright, that was at not Malloy's funeral. It was at Kenny Howe's funeral, and I was sitting down, and Bright as big as Ron Fisher. Sorry, so, and that's like I'm 6'2", they like 6'7". So Bright comes up to me, looks at me, and says, "Yo, man, young man." I said, "Yeah." He said, "You on that Sinetta thing?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Man, you got I hear you, man, but hey, man, like, you know, Bright and them is like, yo, keep your mouth shut, yo, like, like, you know what I'm saying?" He says, "Yo, that movie that they did, Paid in Full, that guy gave him an extra 5 years, right?"
It gave wait, stop. You said they gave somebody, that movie gave somebody 5 years?
Oh yeah, they was trying to come home, man. Bright and them was trying to come home. And remember so there's a real killing of Rich Porter's son, Rich Porter brother, right?
Right, his little brother,
right?
Yes.
So then the movie comes out years later. What? It was 15 years later, something like
right.
that.
That's
So
a
they
fact. I see.
They trying to come home. They trying to come home, and
because
then here comes this movie.
Yeah,
and
the
this
Preacher
movie
bought
blows
all
it
them
up.
slots. Yup.
So that's but you know, look, Bright was a legend. I don't care what they say about Bright and Preacher and whatever the case, man. Bright's a living legend. He's one of ours, right? I mean,
You want to call him. You got to know him. You got to know, even from the old school, you got to know.
Okay, so let me get. Okay, so what happens?
Trying to get conscious.
Okay.
Folks to study under the masters. And then by 71, I moved into this. Now, you can look at Castle Hill, you can see how it was. Now, when we first moved here, white folks lived here, right? So the grass was well manicured, it was nice, because white people lived here, right? But then the white folks moved out, right? And this became what you call an experiment, project. And we're going to talk about a little bit of the project when we talk about the prequel to
Now I'm on my
good
block. I don't
things.
live there
A
no more,
lot
right?
of good families here. A lot of babies were born. And that's right. What's going on, man? How you, man? Man.
They know me on my old block. I'm not there.
I
They know
see
me,
you.
right?
I see you. I see him saying Dr. Reggie,
Right,
Baba
hanging out the
TV.
car, right? So let me see.
Take you to the back of the building. I'm gonna sit you down, and I'm gonna sit you down in the area of the prequel.
This
is the childhood.
This the murder benches right here. So this benches right here. People sit down there and they plot and they plan. They drink. We fight right here. This is we train. We fight right here on these streets right here, right? And so here I'm just talking about. I'm gonna take you through all of this, but I'm just.
Man, it could be bunch of pills, Jello Jacks. It could be black and whites, and then it was
I'm just talking about how they fed us drugs. So I'm gonna move on with that. That's how they fed us drugs. We sit on these benches, they come up, and we get high all night, right? On stuff, right? So I want to skip past that. Where am I at right now? Oh.
Man, people had a way out. There used to be a Jewish synagogue.
Okay. I was just telling you about some of the people that got murdered, where they lived, right? And we used to sit on these benches. Okay, so
Castle Hill, right? You got a lot of choices, but you ain't got no choice, right? When you're growing up like this and this is your neighborhood, right? What kind of choices you got? Now, here's the thing. This is the problem with the Bronx Democrats, right? Vote Democrat. Bullshit. You know why? You know why? Because Castle Hill been like this, man, since the late 70s, going on it.
All right.
So, 80. They so this Tin Patrol, but
so I'm telling you how it works in the
smoking
project.
and drinking, right? But then when the police come, you can't get out because you would have climbed up in the window. So this is 2175 Lacombe Avenue. This is my block. This is where I grew up. This is what I saw every day until I was rescued by the Black struggle. Rescued by Dr. Leonard Jeffries, and my family was able to move out of here. I seen this every day. Look at this, right? So let's go in. Now all these projects look similar. Moreau, Soundview, Bronx River, right? They all look similar, but I'm gonna tell you how this went down.
I'm trespassing, yo.
How you doing? So over here, you come in on a Friday night, Saturday night, Castle Hill. There's a dice game going right here, right? Over there, somebody might be selling drugs. On Monday, Tuesday, something like that. Wednesday, we used to have sometimes the housing with a tenant patrol. But the tenant patrol, it was a good thing. It was family. It was our parents. It was our parents, and they say you're not here. That means don't go to her house. That means don't go to her house. Come on. She not here. Yeah,
So I'm telling you what happened in the
They
lobby.
all look similar, but I'm gonna tell you how this parents and they would sit on the tent patrol. They would try to do the best that they could. But once you walk in this building on a Friday night, somebody might, if they see you, they say, yo, who you? Where you going? Right? And you say, yo, you might be dating a girl in this building. That's a no-no. That's one of our sisters or somebody we interested or our family members. She not here. Yeah, I just beat her. She just beat me back. She said she here. She not here. Now, then you make the mistake. You want to disregard. Now, everybody done heard you say, that means if they say you're not here, that means don't go to her house. That means don't go to her house. Come on. Come on, ride out with me, Baba. Now, this is 2019. We're going to ride up to the 12th floor, Baba.
Yo, in my projects, man, garbage, dog shit, right? Urine, the typical thing. I ain't gotta tell you, bro. Right? So I just take them there. The last thing I want to do is maybe another time we get on the road, we go through all the projects. And the funny thing is I didn't ride through Bronxdale, right? We ride through all of the different projects and I miss Bronxdale. So with that said, maybe on another show, but but for some kook to be talking about nobody want to be tough, yo. I definitely don't want to be tough at 61 years old. But don't act like I didn't live this life, right? And well, whatever. So Prince Shaw, uh, Mighty Hebrew, I want to say good night to you. Everybody's sleeping.
It's definitely an honor and a privilege to be here with you, Dr. Reggie. May you go on
Brother
completeness, have good rest, brother Reggie, and
I'm gonna
hopefully
try
you
to
get up there in Bronxdale, take some footage, man. Tell DJ Faze I said shalom.
yeah, if I can get close to him, man. I mean, come on, man. It's gonna be Black Spade, man. Control, man. I may not be able to get close, man. And I definitely gotta watch
Man,
out for the boys. Huh?
all right. Matter of fact, I know DJ Disco King Mario daughter just hit me up, so I'm about to talk to her now and tell her to look out for you when you there.
I'm gonna
If you
get some
coming.
footage. I ain't special. Oh, who is this? Bronx River? Let me see if I can get into Bronx River with the footage. Where's this? 174th. I think we turn into Bronx River.
I'm from Castle Hill. I mean, you know, there's right and wrong, but unfortunately, it's the life, and sometimes it's the life of what you make with your life, right? Some things you can't undo. Some things that happen to you as a child, some things you can't undo. You got to live through it, and you got to master it. So everybody plays their part. All right, Baba.
This is Bronx River. One way in, one
So
way out.
it's Bronx River. One way in, one way out. How you like that, huh? Look at this, Baba. One way in, one way. You try to run over there, Baba, what you get? A wall, right? One way in.
Now behind those stores is where they squally at, right? And on the left side is where we interview Poppy, but on the right side, in the back,
One way out. I think we did the interview over here. I don't even think that park is here no more. Right? I don't think that park. Let me just see. I think they doing some work. One way in, one way out. You ain't going far. That's what makes that's what makes it a dangerous project. You all right, Baba?
Yeah.
You cool? All right. You got gas. You ain't gonna run out of gas, right? All right. So.
okay, that's it. Yeah, you see what it is, right? So let me see. Okay, there you go. Oh, so the last thing is, let's see. Let's see where it's at. It's like, man, I think so. If y'all wanted to know, uh, you can go read the comments on this video. I don't know where the comments are. I don't know what happened. But if you want to read the comments of it, you can find out if Reggie's a sucker or not. You can go and read the comments, right? You can read the comments, right? And you'll find out, right? You'll find out. But don't be listening to YouTube. And I'm not tough no more, but I'm not gonna let no comedic nut tell me about my life and how I changed my life, right? So there you go. All right. So peace to the family. Put on some music, and we out. Oh, and
Shalom.
my channel, yeah, shalom. Uh, peace, hotel, Black Power. My channel is Africa Online TV. That's my other channel. I don't think too many people on here, but I'll be promoting my other channel. So meet it out. So I'm gonna find some music, and we're gonna say goodnight. And maybe tomorrow I'll get up and get to Bronxdale. Maybe, I don't know about that. It's 5 in the morning for my brothers. Just as good. Let's see.
got me on this mission. Yeah, it's just for my brothers trapped in religion. Open up your eyes, break out of the prison. It's just for my brothers trapped in religion. Trying not to be the truth, you know he's on a mission. It's sad to see my brothers all so lost. It's sad to see you believe in things that's false. It's sad to see you believe in Jesus, or your logic breaks apart in 1,000 pieces. Oh, God killer, not gonna let that slide. You drowning in a myth, you had nowhere to hide. The HOK is the toughest environment. While we trade blind faith for mental empowerment. I believe in scriptures for your mind, this is the key. It's time to unlearn everything you believe. The house of consciousness, start looking within. That's where the real liberation begins. Oh, it's just for my brothers trapped in religion. Open up your eyes, break out of that prison. It's just for my brother trapped in religion. Some had to be the truth, you know he's on a mission. The HOK is more than just a place. It's a tough environment where you check your faith. Bomb squad and pseudo killers who check your sources. Don't come in front cause you will live for losses. The Bible written to break your spirit, built to keep you low, feeding you metaphors, stopping your growth. These is for my brothers trapped in religion. Sign had to be the truth, you know he's on a mission. Sad to see my brothers all so lost. It's sad to see you believe in